Welcome to the Janky-B-Cast. In this dumb podcast, I task two friends to review a game and film respectively. The trick? They need to figure out what connects the two. I hope you enjoy watching us make terrible jokes along the way. Hello and welcome to the Janky-B-Cast. In this podcast that I'm going to be subjecting these guys to some awful horror abominations that they'll never have to handle again, much similar to a golf game that one of them had to do last episode. That was last episode, wasn't it? I think it was. I can't properly remember. Say hi, guys.
Hi.
Yeah, that's the intro we're going with. Okay. It's going to be one of those episodes, isn't it?
Oh, Jesus, love it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Before we get into it proper, let's engage in my random bum fluff section.
Come on.
Firstly, Rosie thinks that square donuts, squonuts, are a result of the woke mob.
I don't like the name, but I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next, I said I would fix my number 5 key. I have not.
Did
I
you?
might never. Last episode, right at the end, I was like, my 5 key's not working properly.
You still haven't got that fixed?
No, I didn't fucking fix it. I forgot.
Does it like not depressed properly? Is it a high five?
Thank you. Finally, Magic the Gathering, which I talked about last time,
Yeah.
they released some limited edition Monty Python and the Holy Grail cards.
Okay.
I went to buy some, but I could not get any before they sold out, because I didn't realise that they were going to be selling UK time as well. I thought they would only be selling US time, so I waited until the evening to check, and they'd already gone by then.
They sound quite quick, though.
Yeah, they sold very quick. I think it's because it's a very popular film series. I was like, I'll consider getting them. But it's like £100 for a box of 4. Like 30, 40 quid at a push, maybe, because it's just a nice thing to collect.
Yeah.
Not £100 for me. That's far too expensive.
I'm guessing you have to pay extra for the delivery as well.
I don't think delivery was that much of an issue just because it's like, 30, 40 quid a box. Unless they did come from America. You're just being held, but
Yeah.
Like, similar to the Evil Dead ones that I wanted to get. It's just too expensive to get in good faith. Like,
They just
far too much.
got too quickly, man.
I will instead stick to some of my more dragon-like cards.
Yeah.
Foley, what's similar to dragons?
Don't say it. I don't know. I'm a bit unsure. What's going on? What?
Foley, what is the name of your film?
Oh.
Snakes.
Oh, yeah. It's Legally Blonde. It's from...
For fuck's sake!
Like a dragon.
That joke will
What?
never drag on.
Yeah, but so you got me to watch Like a Dragon from 2007. I watched it on YouTube, the link you gave me. It felt like I was back in 2007 with the video quality. Very, very top quality there.
Yeah.
I was like, just about make out what's going on. But you did like demand me go, don't do any research, just watch the film. Like, okay.
Don't do any research.
So
I think it'd be more interesting for you to just see what it is blind.
So I haven't looked at anything. I really don't know what this all relates to. Yeah, so Like a Dragon is a story about an ex-Yakuza member coming out of prison 10 years later, and he's helping this girl try and find her mom. But then there's a gang that he used to go around with believe he's involved with money, 10 billion taken from their accounts on the day he is released. Oh my god! So that's pretty much the fact he gets dragged into this. Like
Dragged.
Literally, like,
He's like, hey, we're gonna dragon you in. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. There we go. It reminds me a bit like a Quentin like Pulp Fiction. Quentin Tarantino. How there's not just that story, there's other characters as well, separate situations. So you got him trying to help this girl. I'm terrible pronouncing names.
Give it a go.
Is it Kiryu or something?
Kiryu, yes, Kiryu. Kazuma Kiryu.
I'm curious.
Kiryu?
Oh, Jesus.
So you got him.
Yep.
And then, because when you first get introduced to him, he goes into a store and he's just trying to buy dog food because the girl is trying to look after. Like, there's a dog on the street, she wants to get him food. Then that's when the other gang members come in. So they start fighting, and all he wants is dog food. I really did enjoy the fight scenes, though. I thought they were really fun. I don't think they're, like, how would you say? They weren't, like, Matrix kind of style, but they were very fun, very like good visual humour. Like when he smacks one guy's head, the cash drawer pops open, smacks the clerk in the face. So this is at the very beginning. So I was like, okay, I kind of
you got the tone of the film.
I kind of tell it's like, here we go. It's gonna be very over the top. But in that store, you got a young store clerk and his, I'll say, girlfriend or just his mate. Because after that fight, she takes the money from the cash drawer. She's like, oh, well, it was open. And so they go on like a Thelma and Louise kind of, because they start to, like, she just goes, oh, let's rob other places. And it's like,
what?
Yeah, it's like, why? You went, oh, I don't know, it's fun. So every time it pans back to them in the story, they're either holding up a perfume shop, and she's like, oh, I want that French perfume right there. I want that. So they just go to weird. That's their kind of like side thing. Like, she needs money for something she doesn't say. Because the thing is, there's so many characters, so I probably will forget to mention some. And so if no one wants any spoilers, I'll say go check out the film on YouTube. But then you've got the antagonist, which is Majima. See, I'm getting the hang of it. He is mental, absolutely mental. He has an eye patch, and he loves baseball. Like, you introduce him just smacking the balls. Then he uses a goon to whack a ball. Like
Puts it on his head or something.
I think what he does, I think a goon approaches him as he's swinging. He just smacks him in the stomach, and then the guy so he's on the floor. I think he smacks him again. He sits up, and the ball shoots out of the machine. I swear, instead of just whacking the ball in front of him, he just smacks the back of the guy's head, and the ball goes flies. He's like, oh, it's a home run. I was like, this guy. Legend. It's like, this guy is mental, and I generally think he is one of my favourite characters in this film.
Nice.
He's kind of what I wanted the film to be like, because he's so unpredictable, but he has such great one-liners. Because after that, he starts beating up his other goons as well. They question him on something.
You're saying they're his goons? My God.
Yeah, I swear, they work for him. And every time that he says something go and find Kiryu and all that, go and find him, they're like, oh, well, we did have him, but we don't know. And then he starts beating them up with the fucking baseball bat. It's like, he's my favourite character already. It's a lot going on in this film. A lot. So you got the main half of that is the fact, Majima, he wants to find out where Kiryu is, because he believes he has something to do with the money, and something happened with them 10 years ago. So he has, a grudge against him, a vendetta he wants to settle. And so the conflict between them two is, while though it's hilarious, but also very tense, weirdly. What was it? Because like I said, there's so many of the characters though. So you got the two clerks that go on a robbing spree.
A robbing spree.
Just
a robbing spree just sounds a bit odd.
But then I forgot to mention at the very beginning, you got these guys holding up a bank where it all kicks off. So you got these robbers, right? But they're wearing very colourful knitted masks. Even with the fuzzy bit on top as well.
Fucking hell.
And so, because I don't know if you did this on purpose, but because there's a running joke between them, and also with the other characters, they all say how hot it is. And as I was watching, I went, yeah, fuck it. I actually relate to this, yeah. Or the lovely heat in England.
I had no idea. About that. That's just a happy coincidence.
Oh, because every time they're just pulling out them, they try not to take their mask off because the air conditioner isn't that? It's like an old make, so it doesn't actually have very good cool air.
That fucker's not working over there. What a surprise! The bank is being cheapskates. Who could have guessed?
Because that's where it all kicks off from. Because I should have mentioned that. Because they're like, give us all the money. Just give us all the money. And the banker's like, well, there's a problem with that. There isn't any. it's like they're trying to rob a bank that has no money in. And so that's where the whole story stems from. So they're trying to figure out who stole the money then. Oh, it's hilarious.
I mean, let's be honest, what would you do in that situation? You go and rob a bank, and then you find out the bank's not got any money. Do you just sort of go home and leave and just...
I don't know, because you don't want
to... the next bank, I guess.
Yeah.
That's
But at
why
that point, there's already a report of you trying to rob the bank. So
Yeah,
it's
but
like
it's the last thing you'll
they'll be ready.
expect.
Another bank.
because you can't really give them away like you're not a professional at this. You can't just give up that easily. There's got to be some money. There's always some money in the bank. But in this case, there's none. Somehow. But no, you have to pretend you know what you're doing. Even when you're wearing knitted masks.
You
for
start
some reason.
mugging all the hostages.
Yeah. But they'll have something. Some food, probably. Chewing gum. I don't know. Whatever you
Small
bring to the
still.
bank.
Some food and chewing gum.
I don't know.
Got any
Those are
lint?
your suggestions. Lint. Yeah, I've got some pocket lint. Here you go.
Well, if the security thing's gone down and, you can't get out, you kind of brain there's some food in there. Unless you demand some.
Yeah, I don't know if chewing gum constitutes quite what you were thinking.
You demand some chewing gum. We will release one of the hostages.
If you give us a tube of chewing gum. We release 2 if you get us some Tic Tacs.
Well, if you're underneath a mask for a couple of hours, you gotta want something minty, freshy.
We demand some new masks that are thinner.
Let's demand some nicer masks.
Breathable.
We also demand a gun while we're at it. Give us a couple of guns.
Also some explosives.
Yes, we demand some
For no reason. Get us a drill. One specifically that will be good enough to drill into a vault. Get us one of those. No reason why. We've got our own. We got our own. But get us one of those as well.
We got it, but it takes forever. You keep having to hit it to restart it.
Yeah. We keep having to hit it. The timer says that it's going to be like 180 seconds. And it's just going to take too long.
Yeah.
You get a getaway car as well, just to park it nearby, so we know where we're going.
Yeah.
But give us a 10-second
But yeah,
stop.
helicopter. Get us a helicopter. Get us a
Yeah.
helicopter. At the top of the reel.
Yeah, and a pilot.
Yes.
And a pilot.
All right, pilot. Now take us to this place. No,
He just flat out refuses. Nah.
just flies back to prison.
Only...
I love the idea that they turn to each other and they're like, to be fair, we did ask for a pilot, not a pilot that would obey our commands. That's kind of on us.
Because we don't have a plan, so we can't got this coming. Yeah. So...
Oh, shit.
But this film is just mental. It reminds me a bit of Kung Fu Hustle a little bit.
Ah, nice.
Like it has some very unnatural moments. Like in the store at the beginning where he's fighting off all the clan, he does something where he punches someone and I swear his hands have a blue fiery fist. It's like, ooh, like a dragon? Is that is he got some but then unfortunately I swear, unless I was writing my notes, he doesn't really do anything like that throughout the film, kind of towards the end. I was like, oh, but what's the point in that then? Give us a little taste and then... It's because they do something towards the end. I want to guess, because I don't know if I might have seen this before. Is it based off a game?
No.
No? Really?
It's not based off a game, though.
Because the thing that I'm referencing, because when, near the end, he drinks this, I guess, health medicine. But the way they... the way they've labelled it, it's like, maximum health, minimum health. I was like, this feels very like a game trope kind of thing where they're just embracing it a bit. And I think so.
Yeah, the director, I believe, has done some other video game stuff as well.
Might be inspired by.
Okay, because I was like, this feels like an on-the-nose video game reference from these stores. I was like, okay. Yeah, because he drinks that. It's caution, heat or something. So he drinks it.
Yeah.
He just comes up, he has fire on him. I guess he's okay. Again, the antagonist is a scene where he's causing mayhem down the street looking for Kiryu and everything. And then he goes to this video store, which has a basement underneath. They have guns, a little hideout. But then he asks this guy down there. He's just always he's like Harry Potter to me. The side open this little window to a door. The guy's just sitting in a little room. It's like, oh, where's Kiryu then? And the Harry Potter guy's like, oh, that'll cost you 20,000. It's like, okay. And so he just cuts to him putting his fingers in a locker and him getting the door ready. He just slams the door with his fingers. And he's like, how about now? He went, about 1,000. He's got his toes in the door. He just what the fuck is going on?
At least he's got his principles of, well, you still have to pay for it. Good pay.
alright then. He just slammed the door on his toes.
I'll clarify for you, Foley. The film is Japanese, and about 300 yen is equivalent to about $3. So 20,000 is probably like a lot, but not as much as it sounds.
Not as much. Because I was just thinking, like, what's he even getting out of this, to be honest? Because then at the end he goes, oh, he is with a little girl. Maybe that'll explain it. He goes, okay. And just walks off. Like, this magic guy is insane. The next scene, though, I think, again, there's a bit of mayhem going on in the street. I think his goons are fighting other people. And he's trying to get, like, people to follow him. He's like, oh, so, who's with me then? He's like, take over. And this random guy goes, yeah, just spits blood on the street. And then Maggie goes up to him with his shotgun. He's like, you shouldn't spit on the street. He just smacks him in the face. I swear he goes, because I'll make this street dirty or this city dirty. He keeps smacking me in the face with the shotgun. I'm like, what? He's got his principles. Yeah.
They're fucking weird ones, but he's got a set of ideals.
It's just madness. Honestly, I just got a list. I didn't write too much because one, it had subtitles. I just kind of wanted to really embrace this. But it comes back to the hostages. Like, you got the police waiting outside, and you got the detective surveilling everything. And then this one guy, it's like the detective. He's just waiting, observing everything. This officer comes in, he's like, it's the hostages. He's like, what's wrong with them? He's like, they're now facing upwards. It's like, they were facing down, but now they're facing upwards. Like, is that seriously it?
Great.
It's like,
great.
it's just like, yeah. It's such a random scene. It's like the urgency in his voice. Like, the hostages, they're facing up. Okay.
It just makes me feel like the detective's like, come here a second, and then just fucking headbutt somebody gets near.
Oh, that did get me though. I was like, that got me. There's a bit I forgot to mention.
That's going to be a recurring theme in this film from how mad it is.
So many things happen out the blue. So Maggie does this trick, right? Because obviously he loves his baseball bat. And he loves whacking the baseballs. At one moment, guy tries to start a fight with him. He just gets a baseball, whacks it, and then it goes into the guy's face. But it doesn't actually bounce or whack him. It's just spinning still, but it's on the guy's head. Like, it's actually on his face. It's like, okay. The guy just kind of just collapses. I guess later on, when the police come around investigating the street that everyone had a fight on earlier, they lift up the guy's head and the ball's still stuck in his face.
Is it still spinning?
It's
Oh, fucking amazing.
I don't know, but it's just still. They just poured him up and okay. I mean, this is what I mean.
He's been here again.
It's just crazy. This film, I generally I thought it was fucking hilarious, and then there's a running.
It's even more impressive when you think about it, because he's able to hit the ball with only one eye, which means that he doesn't technically have that. He can't measure distance. Depth perception. So that means he's incredibly good at baseball.
He doesn't have that field of vision. What I like about it, they don't really explain anything. They're like, this is just how it is. Yeah. Like the physics.
Moving on.
It's just it's just how it goes. I don't know. I think he actually died from that. That guy's like, oh, poor bugger. It's like there's so many moments though, and there's a moment where Kaiju gets because he's been in prison for 10 years. Everything's a bit more updated.
Kaiju.
Yeah, Kaiju.
Kaiju. Is it Kaiju?
No, it's Kiryu. Kaiju is like Godzilla and King Kong and shit.
It's his cousin, isn't it? Kiryu.
Yeah.
Right, Kiryu gets a phone because he's still looking around trying to find his girl's mum, and he goes back to the people he used to hang around with. They're like, well, we don't know anything. So here's a phone, a burner. What was it? One point during the film, he just thinks he just open it, and then and that's it. You've answered the call. But then it's he's like, okay, and he's still ringing. He's like, I don't know how the fuck this works. And the girl the little girl takes it from him, answers it. It's like, got some updates. Okay. Then he couldn't hang up the phone, and the girl just took it off him, just hung it up. It's like, thank you. Oh no, he actually I think he actually gestures like, can you hang it? It's like, I was like, that's really sweet. I don't know what I thought.
Oh.
I thought that was really
I love
cute.
I love the idea that in order to hang the phone up, he just looks around, he's by himself, and just like crushes the phone, and then just leaves. Like,
But it's like,
end call. Just put it back in his pocket, and they're like,
but it's a
like,
flip phone.
Crushed it
Surely
and it's just like in big like dramatic text, like a dragon.
That'd be a great advertisement for a flip phone.
Yeah.
Like, I'll buy it for that. But like, it's a flip phone. Surely, like, if you close it, back in the day, just end it, wouldn't it? Because that's how people.
You'd think so.
And-
I think that is the case. Yeah, I think they do end the call if you use a flip phone.
They've got
Yeah.
mysterious flip phones in Japan now.
Because people were sassy back in the day. It's like, oh, I'm not talking to you, snap. I'm not talking.
Yeah, that's the entire reason the little sassy thing exists. Because people would just close their phones like, how dare you? Flip. We no longer snap our fingers, and we now snap our phones closed.
They're coming back though, because obviously you get the phones that you can fold now.
I don't understand.
It looks. I generally, my heart skipped a beat because when I saw someone have they're longer, aren't they? They're longer.
Yeah,
And
but yeah.
I was just kind of looking. Oh, that's a really lengthy phone that is. They just went that went. He went, yeah, you just fold it. I'm like, I was like, I think you just snapped your phone. Sorry, my mind's back in the 1990s. Though, fucking hell.
I didn't know what you were going to say. It reminds back in the 1920s, before the concept of phones really existed proper.
Let's be real, Rhys.
I
It'll be
think
back
that's
in
not real.
1776. Your favourite year?
Exactly. Speaking of
Speaking of
phones,
phones. Yeah, literally.
yeah.
I'm answering that. It's not a snap phone. Or flip
Open it and
phone.
then
I
slam
don't
it back down.
Just
By open it, I mean answer.
ankle.
Just pick it up, end call, put it back down.
Like a dragon.
Like a dragon. That's what. That's
That's how you answer. That's how you
that's
answer
how
the
we
call.
answer the phone. Like a dragon. They're like, so this is the police call. Like, yeah. So what can I do for you?
How can I help you?
How can
Oh
I-
yeah. So can I just like a dragon? Slam it again.
You would like a statement from you? Oh yeah, sure. So we're like this. So the other day, like a dragon.
I mean, it could be quite good in some situations. If it's like a scam call, it's just sort of like, we've got a report that you've been in an accident in the last like a dragon.
Oh, I guess he feels fine.
Okay, he's all right then. Okay.
This is just what I think we should just say in social events, really.
Yeah.
You know?
Ah,
Like-
buddy, how's it going? Like a dragon.
Like a dragon.
Like a dragon.
Hey, what you been up to recently? Like a dragon.
Just get
Okay.
a lighter. Is that
And just like a can of aerosol as well. You go,
like a
flamethrower.
just in a pub or something like yeah.
Just imagine just spraying fire in different directions. Like, rah!
Sorry, this is a funeral. Yeah, sorry. I'll tell you. So,
I was
How-
going to help cremate the body.
How he wanted to go out. Like a dragon.
how did you want to go?
How'd you get escorted
like
out?
a dragon. Oh god. Anywho, now there's a
Hey Johnny, what do you want for your birthday? I'd like a dragon. What's your favourite kind of pepper? I like a dragon fruit.
Ah,
Oh, dragon. Wait, is that from One Piece?
life.
It's a real thing.
Is it? I just,
Isn't it?
It is.
Yes, it's
is
a
it
real
dragon
thing.
fruit? I think
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a dragon.
I believe.
What does it? Was it not
Like
look
a
like?
chili?
Or it doesn't have like wings and tail and legs.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it doesn't breathe fire.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have a lizard for a head.
What?
So
Like a lizard head. It's not the shape of a lizard
An
head.
entire lizard for a head. Is that what
like
dragons
a
have?
lizard head.
That'd be a bit of a weird dragon, though, wouldn't it?
Like a chimera or something.
Like a lizard. No, that doesn't
A
feel
dragon chimera.
Modo
fancy
lizard.
words like that.
I found out recently that people thought Komodo dragons didn't exist because they were just like, that sounds like fucking made up nonsense. And then they found them and like, holy shit, people were telling the truth. Oh my god.
My life has been a lie, but also the truth. Oh my god.
To be fair, they probably all they were taught. Ah, there's dragons over there. So, no, there aren't.
It's like huge lizards, they're like dragons. They spit acid. It's like, what are you on about?
Yeah, he's
Shut
another
Dragons
tall
that
tail.
Spit acid? Sure they are. Oh. It's just, oh Jesus, they're over there.
And
Do you know what that looks like? That looks like a dragon.
It looks like a big lizard. Where are the wings? Where's the tail? Oh, it has a tail. That's not
At
a
this
dragon, it's a
point-
worm. With a Y.
What?
A worm.
A worm.
WYRM is a worm. It's their thing.
A
Okay.
They exist.
worm. Like a dragon, like a worm.
Like a worm.
Like
It's like a
That is-
dragon. Like a worm.
that is definitely the British version of like a dragon. Like a worm. Some drunken bastard on the dance floor is doing the worm. Like, yep, this is what we've got.
I think you mean you on the dance floor is doing the worm.
No. Well, those days are behind me now, Rhys, because I'm fat as fuck. And I'm old. Oh, cheers for nodding to that.
It's now the slow one.
Oh, that bit you objected.
I was just like, we're both older than you.
Oh, yeah.
You bastard, you call me old.
Yes. So what happened next in the story?
So this is one of my favourite moments. So Manji and Kiryu have a fight. Manji's like, I want to settle this. Like 10 years ago. I can't. I don't know what happened. I don't know if I might have missed it. I don't know if they actually specify what actually happened between them. I'm guessing some gang-related stuff. I want
some gang-related stuff.
Don't say it like that. Well, because in the gang, in a clan.
I know how gangs work. I know what the mafias does. Some kind of gang stuff, I think.
They're in the triad, aren't they?
They're in the clan stuff.
Yes, they're in the triad.
But they have a fight.
That's going to piss off so many people for saying that.
And again, it's not an amazing choreographed fight, but it's a moment where Kiryu starts getting the upper hand. And so I think at one point you just punch him across the face. So he's like, the Manji's like, he's facing away. And then one of his goons go, oh my god, Kiryu's actually better. And then Manji just like, oh, I'm not having that. So he just walks over to his goon. He's like, no, actually go, no, let this one slide. And just starts smacking him with a baseball bat. And like, I think he hits quite a few of them. And he's like, one more. And then he actually gets back into position. He's like, right, where were we? Like,
back to where he was.
Yeah. And then he's like, he just
sort of fucking stood there the entire time.
He
Like, what the fuck?
Him and the girl just stood like, okay. It's a fact.
I mean, by the sounds, like the fact that Kiryu's just going along with it 100% just sounds like he's like, yeah, he did this 10 years ago.
This is why we fell out. This is why we fell out. It's like, snap phone. No. But it's just the way.
This isn't new. This isn't new. This is the standard.
It's the way he's always been.
Norm.
It's just so.
He's always been a weirdo.
It's the fact he had to reenact him getting punched in the face to get back into that position he was before, and then they carried on fighting. Now, at the end of the fight, again, Kiryu gets his upper hand again. Manji just approaches him, he's like, I'm not gonna lose. And Kenji just punches him in the face. It's like, alright, I'm not gonna. He just punches him in the face, and he's just like, I'm not gonna. And he just falls to the floor. And then Kenji's like, okay, I think this is over. So him and the girl leave. And then it just stays on Manji on the floor. He's like swiping, like, I'm not gonna live. He's still swiping. He's like, he's so driven. He's like, even when he's knocked out on the floor, he's still swiping his knife. Like, I was like, that's fucking hilarious. Because I don't 100% know, but the girl and the lad that goes on the, like, starts robbing stores, I think you find that the girl actually needs money. I think you find out she's pregnant, so she wants to get money. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, that's the thing that you want to do, you know, like, oh, woe is me, you know, I'm pregnant, I need the money, let's rob some banks.
And so I was like, yeah, that seems like a good idea. Because they get involved the other clan, like this clan. So they start chasing them, and, like, I think one of the members, like, shoot her, but then the lad shoots him. It just happens so quickly. But then she's like, oh, I'm not having your baby. I'm like, what? You find out she's shot. But okay, either you're saying you don't want the baby, or you literally can't have the baby now because she's being shot in the stomach. And then she just falls to the floor. It's like, okay.
Does she die?
Yes and no. Because
What do you mean yes and no?
Because at the very last frame, the guy is carrying her, like, well, the last scene, the guy is carrying her through the streets, like she's piggybacking him, and like she's bleeding out. Don't know if you actually see her die, but then it just has a frame of her foot, like wearing sandals. It's like the blood dripping off. Then it just stops. Like, okay, I think she's dead. It's like, been a long night.
I was going to say, if there's a scene where there's a close-up on someone's foot, it is like a Tarantino film.
Yes, it is. They're like, just a little homage to you, sir. And he's like, yep, like that. I thought that was kind of a weak side to it. Like, they had funny moments, but I think Manji and Kiryu had
the heart and soul of it, effectively.
Absolutely, and like, what was it? Kiryu finds out the girl's mom is stopping at like a hotel, like, the bathroom hotel, was it?
Yeah. I say yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying yeah.
Yeah, the bathhouse.
I have not seen this film.
So that the bathhouse. He goes in there. He goes to the lobby. Like the person in the lobby's like, "Is Thingy here?" And the guy's like, "Oh yeah, just sit down." So he just sits down on his bench, and then like you just see the guy at the counter just disappear, like duck behind. And Kiryu's like, "That's weird." Oh shit! He just flips back. And his gun fires at him, like the chair. Curtains drawer is Maggie, and like with his whole goose there, like just just unveils this like staircase. It's like Scarface a bit. It's like, okay, what's going on? And he says, right, no one kills the girl because that's where I draw the line. And so like,
you ain't killing the girl. No, you're fucking dead.
Yeah, you're fucking dead. It's like she just gets to the side. He just behind the counter. They're just fucking loaded. Everyone's just firing at them. And then I think Kiwi goes, he's like, you know where your mum is? Like, she's upstairs. Go to her. It's like, Maggie won't do anything. And like, she goes, okay. So as they're firing, she's like, time to go. So she runs out. They all stop shooting. And Maggie's like, time out. He just starts reloading. And it's like, okay. And like I say, she just walks up the stairs past him. I think he grabs her. But then she goes to him, if you kill you, I will kill you myself. I was like, that's not good. And then she just walks off. It's like, okay. Anyway, just resumes. Honestly, the whole sequence is insane. It's so funny. It's like, then Kiryu, uses the guy behind the counter as like a shield. Like, then he starts using objects in the place to deflect or hurt the goons. Oh, that was it. He got like a cigarette. What would you?
Cigar.
A cigar?
No, a cigarette. Like an ash.
Holder.
Like an ash pot.
Oh, an ashtray.
An ashtray. I think he frisbees one of those. He hits one of the goons. Then they shoot the other goon. Then that results in them shooting another goon. It's like, okay. So it's like... But then...
It's like fucking gun dominoes.
It's literally like all of them are pretty much gone. There's only him and Maggie standing. They both got weapons. I think they both got like a shotgun. They're like, alright, let's do it. Then they charge at each other, like cocking the gun. Like nothing's coming out, like, ah! It's just like, they get right to each other's face, still cocking. So they just punch each other in the face and knock each other out. It's like,
oh, for God's sake.
Okay. It's just mental. This comes to my favourite bit. So, Kaiju still...
Wait, shoot again.
Kill you. I said kill you. Yeah, Godzilla comes into the bathhouse.
Just cuts to him like in the sauna, just staring at him like, Jesus Christ, what's going on over there?
With a cigarette, like, fucking hell, guys, take it outside. But it's my favourite bit. Kiryu goes upstairs to find the girl. She searched everywhere. It's like, oh, I can't find my mum. And then, when I see Manji, you can only see half of him, right? At the end of the corridor. But the bit that you can see is the patched eye. I was like, that is genius. That is genius. He's like...
I can see you. I don't think you can.
It's just how it's so creepy. But then you realise, why is he using that eye? That, I was like, that's amazing. I've never seen a film do that before. It's like, hello, Kiryu. Then that scene's like, he tells the girl to go. And he's like, okay, let's settle this then. And then to imagine, I think it's the guy who Kiryu used as a human shield from behind the counter. He's just on the floor, giving him baseballs. So he's
not dead.
And he's not. I swear he's not dead. So he just keeps lifting him up, and so he keeps whacking him into Kiryu, and Kiryu keeps approaching. I was like, this is ridiculous, but it's intense, and I'm actually hooked. I don't know what's going on. So he just keeps whacking it, and then at some point, Man's just waiting to swing, and then he looks down, and the guy literally just dies. It's like, okay, I have to do it myself then. Then that's when I have another fight. Don't know what. I like the fact they really thought about the power he actually has. Like, it's ridiculous, but I just don't know the little details when at one point, when he smacks the ball, like he actually gets the baseball bat stuck in the wall. Went, oh shit! I was like, okay, that's quite cool. And so just he's having a fight with a baseball bat. He's just whacking the walls. Like, this is ridiculous. But I'm actually loving it. Yeah, so after that, the fight continues to just one room. Manchika's got a gun. And I was like,
why don't you just use that?
well, you know, you got a signature move, baseball
Yeah.
bat, you know? So go use
Oh yeah, style, you know. Got
style. But then you got to use it at the very last minute. But the way it was all building up, I was like, oh, is this the moment where the girl, stays true to her word? He gets shot, but he's not the girl. It's a guy that they mentioned in dialogue the entire film. He's been held captive. He's only here for that one scene. He's like, yes, I was held captive. Moved here. The people that's actually behind all the money thing is at this other building. There's literally like 15 minutes left of the film. This is why my notes are very short for this. Right. So Kiryu and the girl go outside, like, okay, let's go and find your mom then, because she'll be there at this big fancy trademark building. And then
trademark building.
I don't know. I was trying to think of Die Hard. What's the Die Hard building?
Nakatomi building.
Nakatomi. That's what
Plaza.
So it's like that's the way it reminds, just the style of it. But then Kiryu gets shot. These clan members come out of nowhere, take the girl. I'm like, oh, okay. Goes to this place to get medical help. Obviously, he's a guy
Hospital.
No, not a hospital.
Oh yeah, it's a hospital. Do you mean a hospital?
No, it's a hospital.
He goes to a hospital for medical attention.
No.
Like a clinic, maybe? Like one of those backstreet clinics?
Because you tell they work.
A bit like the beginning of... What did you say?
Backstreet Boys.
So you went to the Backstreet Boys because they don't want it like that. But it's like, yeah, it's a guy that definitely works on the slide to help people, like the underground kind of world. And then that's where you find that health medicine thing. That's what's like, this feels like a video game kind of situation. But it's like, okay. A lot happens in a few minutes. I mean, they just went, fuck it, we need to cram this in right now. He's getting his health back up, I guess. He's recovering.
Yeah.
And then it's really... The video quality wasn't great, but I'm guessing it wasn't great CGI helicopter. Just flying insanely around the city. Like, I don't know, he's causing absolute mayhem. Like, people's drinks are getting spilt, it's the vibrations. It's just flying. It's doing this for fucking 10 minutes. Like, you know...
Who's piloting it?
It's that pilot from the bank robbery.
Yeah, part of the bank robbery, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we need to go this way. No, we need to go this way. It's like, oh, shit. But,
yes, the pilot from the bank robbery that we made up
Yeah.
is doing it in this film.
no, to be fair, I think that makes perfect sense in this situation.
Yeah.
Like, it's just flying. And so then it pans back to Kiryu fights this man who you haven't seen before in the film until this very minute. Don't know who this guy is. I guess he wants to...
Did they even mention his name?
I mean, I probably did, but the fact they just show him for the last minute, I'm like, okay.
Is he bald?
No, he's got really long, fancy hair. Very...
Question. At any point in that film, you might not have gotten to it. Do they do any point in that film they do that ridiculous, like, you know, like mafia, Yakuza specifically film trope, where they just take all of their shirt off and then just flip it all off at once and they're just all topless?
Hell yeah.
Do they do that?
In this bit, yeah. So, because
They do that in this bit? Oh, nice.
Because Kiryu is walking around, like, topless, but he has, like, a blazer covering him. So he's got a bandage around him. Then the guy... I don't know, long-haired man, I'm going to call him. Beautiful long-haired man. So he...
Beautiful long-haired man. Does he do it as well?
Like,
Come on, he does it as well,
he takes off his top, and they've both got, like, tattoos, like...
Yeah.
I think the guy had, like a fish, like a catfish or something. I was like, okay.
Does Kiryu have a tattoo like a dragon?
Does he have a...
I don't think he actually does, though. I could be wrong, because, again, the video quality isn't great, so I couldn't really make out most things. Very pixelated.
Right, I see.
But I'd have to double check that. That fight was so boring because I think the reason why because I feel like the reason why it started to lose its steam in this bit because they started to take it too seriously, which I get.
Oh.
But once you've
should have brought Majima back, like just have him in the final.
That's what I mean. Like, goes when you've had that experience for a good over an hour, then he goes, "Okay, can't be serious." I'm like, "Oh, okay," because like the beautiful long-haired man defeats him. And then he's like, well, he's done for. And so he's like, okay, goon, you know, take him away. And then as they kill you up, he's drinking that. And then and I will admit, it makes because it's all slow motion. You just see the one guy go, oh, it's like, oh no! And it's like, it says, like, beware of heat. Blue flames come on him, appear on him, and then he just knocks him out. Then I was like, okay, this guy be interesting. He's got, like, the adrenaline going. Let's go. And then I swear he just beats the guy in like a few seconds. Like, that was a bit.
Oh.
That was
I don't know, at least pick up a sofa and smash him over
literally,
the head.
just use the strength you've got. Pick up the building, for God's sake. Get the helicopter. And it's like, fucking. So.
Like, just, like, smash him with, like, loads of different things and then just have him, like, get beat up with, like, everything in the room.
Like, use his bodyguards or his goons and start swinging them around, like.
Rip a door off its hinges and slam him over the head with it.
Just use it.
Even better if it's a glass door, it just get his head stuck in this glass door.
That would be fucking hilarious. But don't ruin the hair, though. That's my go-to. Just don't ruin the hair.
Oh, yeah, it goes around. The hair is just perfectly beautiful. He's, like, bloodied and bruised and everything, but the hair is amazing.
It's just
he does that, like, the hair swish and flick out the way. What have you done?
Yeah, the door just frame around his head, and he's just got, like, a massive scar on it. Just flick, like, I can't believe you've done this to me.
Let's get some moisturiser out. It's like, I can't ruin my luck.
He just, like, waxes his back slightly. His arms going around the door frame.
Then he just slides out.
He just punches his arms through the door so he can get access. And then puts them back down.
He opens the door.
That is some Looney Tunes shit right there. Just open the door. It's like, oh, there we go.
And then puts it back down again.
I would honestly love if they did something like that. You said, no, like, that is so memorable to walk away from. But then this is where it gets really weird. So the mum they've been...
It's weird here?
Oh,
what do you mean it gets weird here?
It's so strange.
I feel like I've said that before in this podcast, haven't I?
Nothing new.
That was in Zardos.
Oh, yeah, Zardos.
The seed is bad.
Zardos 2.
Oh, Jesus Christ, please don't do that.
The reseeding.
The main character's not bold.
Reseeding. Oh, dear. Oh,
that's fine, because we can still have, at the end of the film, remember the state that Zed was left in? Because the main character can be played by the same actor in that state, can't he?
Oh, God.
He was played by Sean Connery, Sam, and Sean Connery is dead.
Nice.
So we can just have him reprise his role as the dead body in the corner. And it's about his
Oh, right, yeah, he
son.
aged to death, didn't he? I forgot about that.
Yeah, he ages to death, and now we could just do the same role, just bring out his skeleton.
A special appearance by Sean Connery.
The Remains of Zed, played by the remains of Sean Connery.
Oh,
my God.
That's such a dark joke.
That's what he would have wanted.
So a woman appears, and finally it's the mum they've been looking for. And I didn't realise in this scene, there's a whole part of the 10 billion, like, is it yens it would be?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a statue, the way it was. Like, oh, that's all the money. That makes perfect sense in this bit. But then they mentioned earlier, the girl, they had a picture. The girl's like, oh, that's like my mum's cousin or something. Kiryu's like, how do you know? Because I know it. I think they mentioned Kiryu and... what's her name? He knew this woman because they used to be like orphans, I think. Everything's very quickly thrown in. So it's like, oh, okay, so Kiryu has a connection. And then when the mum appears, he's like, she has that woman's face. What has happened is the mum changed her identity, like changed her face. I don't really know why. Like, it's a weird scene, and then she pulls out a detonator. I'm like,
Jesus, lead with that.
I was like,
It's a thermal detonator.
yeah, I was like, okay. So it's like, oh, the girl's like, well, can I see, like, will I be with you? Like, and I think Kiryu's like, I think we better go. Like, we better leave right now. But, so you find out that the helicopter that's being fucking CGIing all over the place, you find out I think it's the head of the clan, right?
Told clan.
Again, that's the only time you see him. Because there's a guy in this film, I haven't mentioned, he doesn't do much, he's an assassin. He's also the main star from Train to Busan. I was like, I recognise that face. I fucking knew it was him. So, but he doesn't really do much in the film.
So is he Korean then? Because Train to Busan's a Korean film?
I think it might be Korean, yeah. He has a very small part in the film. I think he does quite well what he does. But all it is, he's preparing to kill the head guy, like the head Klansman. So he just
The head clansman.
I know.
Yeah, not the head of not the head of the clan. It's like, I'm going to kill the leader of the KKK. Don't mind me and my American adventure in this Japanese film.
That'd be amazing if he did that. Like, he just starts taking out all these, like, racist cults.
He keeps just talking about how he's going to kill the head clansman. And they're just sort of like, oh, okay. And then it just looks like a normal environment. And he's just suddenly in the middle of, like, Arkansas. And you're like, the fuck are you doing there? And he just kicks in and he's like, Grand Wizard, I'm here to kill you.
And then he just rips off his KKK robes like a Yakuza. He's just got bare chest, like a cross tattoo.
Tattoos.
And just like all of the other members of the KKK just sort of stand up and they all just do that walk of like loads of balls.
The swagger walk.
Walking forward,
Yeah.
just cracking their knuckles.
Oh, it'd be so good.
With the burning crosses, like, here we go.
Jesus.
Yada yada.
Bit of an autocorrect in my sentence there. The head clan man playing it safe. All he does, through like the scope, you see the boss man. He just shoots him, and then the helicopter starts going out of control. Then the mom presses the detonator. Whole fucking building blows. Then all the money starts flowing through the street. I'm like, this is a lot to cram in the last 10 minutes. Like, a lot of stuff. You got the guy carrying that girl around. Then, yeah, like, underneath the rubble, Kiryu gets up. The dog from earlier, I think the dog's with them the entire time. Or, some moments.
Wait, he was at the top of the city?
No.
Like on this skyscraper?
Yeah, he's the top of the city, yeah, because that's how you do it.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant.
But, no, I think he stayed with the other, like, the people that he knew from the clan before. But it's like, the dog just appears. It doesn't make sense, to be honest, it doesn't. But then the girl's like, oh, can I stay with you there? It's like, yeah, your mom just died. So, yeah, fuck it, go. Like, it's just...
Well, your mum's dead, so I guess so.
It's just...
Hop in, motherfucker.
And that's...
Your mum's dead.
That is pretty much the end. That's pretty much the final bit. I'm like, because I really did enjoy the film. It's just the last bit. It just didn't know what it was doing. It really didn't. Unless, I don't know if it's like from a comic book or like a manga series. I didn't understand the relationship with some of these characters or...
It felt like it had an A through X.
Yeah.
And then the last letters of the alphabet, it was like, that'll do.
It's like, I've got a little bit of money, go. But then, there's one moment that I kind of did love, right? Majima. He gets another appearance. He's not dead. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, so it's one of those. I was a bit disappointed, but then I was like, okay, thank God. And then he kind of lies down. I think he's outside his crib or something. Like, he just lies down. He's seen like passing out, slowly dying, slowly fading, and then he sneezes. I'm like, okay. And then it just cuts away from like, that's kind of what I need.
It's just dying.
Yeah, it's just, that's what I needed. After what just happened, that is what I needed. Like the total.
I think that is all you need to know that he's alive.
Yeah,
like, he's not even dying. He's just he's fine. Never do with that. He's fine.
You gotta wonder why doctors don't just like tickle people's noses when they're dying. Yeah, just put some dust there.
Just have a little sneeze and you'll all be right.
I know this is a terrible time for everyone, but can I just test one thing out? This gets like dust. It's like, excuse me, just come on, sneeze.
Yeah.
Just grind some pepper directly into their nose.
Yeah, he's pinching him. It's like, come on, do something. Doctor, he was like 90 years old. Yeah, but sometimes though.
I just love that the normal stereotypical like lines that they'll say, and just like, I can't stand losing them, as he's just tickling his nose.
Well, that's Like a Dragon for you.
Well, there we go.
Yeah. Well, that was probably one of the shorter ones that you've done.
I'm really glad you told me not to do a review because I really don't know what the fuck is going on with this film. But I just...
Yeah, I was like looking into this and like, this just sounds mental on its own right.
I was dreading it. I was like, is it going to be one of those really weird, like... Because you get some Korean or like Japanese films, you're like, oh, they don't really hit the mark. Like, apart from the third act, I think I would actually watch this film again.
Damn, nice. I mean, I'll take that as I would recommend this.
Yeah.
Nice.
If you like that kind of stuff, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you said before, because is there anything about this film that reminds you of another piece of media? You've said before the Kung Fu Hustle stuff. I
Yeah.
think Kung Fu Hustle is just a fantastic film. I think the advantage Kung Fu Hustle has is probably it doesn't fall apart in the third act.
Yeah, like Kung Fu Hustle is strong throughout.
I mean, yeah, it ends with like the ridiculous Deus Machina of who knew that he was the chosen one, but that's just funny. That's just great. Because they just say it so casually. Just they're like, here's all you need to know. There you go.
It's established very well though. But I will say the fighting style in Kung Fu Hustle is so much better. Considering how I consider that more Looney Tune than this.
They've got the speedy legs when they're running. At one point.
Is that like the landlady or something? Like
Yeah, it's a landlady chasing after the protagonist. And they're like jumping over obstacles, and then they jump over, and she just hits a sign, and gets...
proper indented in the side. You can still see how angry she is. As well.
I'll just have to say, like, a bit of Scott Pilgrim as well, where it has that very surreal approach to, like, you know, reality. It's like, it's very, it doesn't make sense, but it's one of those, it establishes it. It's a great time. Yeah.
I think it helps that everyone just rolls with it. Like, none of the characters acts as if it's out of the ordinary, because it isn't for them.
Exactly, everyone's just like, well, like, the fact that Peter pick up the guy with the ball in his face, like, okay, it's like, come on, it's like, surely.
I think that's the difference between parody of stuff and normal stuff is in a comedy some characters will react to some of the stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
In parody they will just everything's normal. That's part of where the fun comes from. It's just as is.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Do you think that's funnier though, where in those situations where something absurdly happens, do you think it's funnier when someone acknowledges it, or they just think, oh, that's normal?
I think it very much depends on what it is. Because the example I would give of it being really funny of people reacting to something that's happened is in the film Ferocious Creatures. I don't know if you've seen that one. There's a bit right at the end. It's got John Cleese in it, Kevin Kline. It was basically the same team that did A Fish Called Wanda did another film that was different characters.
Nice, okay.
But right near the end, heavy spoilers, so you can skip this little next bit. Right near the end, Michael Palin's... Sam's just taking the headphones off just in case. But Michael Palin just takes the character's gun from him and goes, this isn't even loaded, see? And then just pulls the trigger at somebody and just kills them. And it's like, oh! And everyone's like, oh my god! He just shot him! And he just sort of stood there, like, shocked at what he's just done, like, frozen stiff. It's so good.
The fact is, Michael Palin makes it 10 times. It just makes sense to why it would be him.
Even funnier, he's been the know-it-all the entire film of being correct. And he's like, it's not even cocked! Bang! Oh!
Cherry on top.
Stuff like that. That is fantastic, and that's characters reacting to an absurd thing that has just happened in front of them.
Yeah.
But conversely, Naked Gun.
Oh, bloody hell. Yeah.
There's some fantastic stuff in that.
I would suggest, if anyone likes that kind of stuff, I would say check out Police Squad, because that was
Police Squad is fantastic.
Just the absolute lightning in the bottle before Naked Guns. I could watch that series over and over. I think they're interrogating a guy, but then one of the police officers come in and they brought food. And like, I don't know if you remember this one, where he's like, so how much was it then? Like, and then the guy's like, oh, it's only a couple of quid. It's like, oh, forget it. It's like, all right, you don't have to pay then. It's like he's completely separate situations. Like, that's what I love.
It's just one of my favourite ones for that. It's like, don't worry, we won't arrest until we've solved the husband's murder. And then he just immediately looks to his boss and goes, now let's get some It's just it's like...
You got the iconic one as well. Like, he goes, who are you and how'd you get in here? I'm the locksmith.
I'm a locksmith, and I'm a locksmith.
Comedy gold.
Moving back to Like a Dragon, I'd say, do you have a favourite character? But I think we both know, and Sam as well, what the best character in this film is.
Haruka.
Anyway, yes, the girl, yeah.
The way she helps him with the phone, that's why she's a good sis.
She's so sweet, she's so nice,
Yeah.
she's so cute. But yeah, no, it's Majima. Majima, I think, steals the show, let's be honest.
He does sound very cool.
I think it's the fact they had more...
We need him everywhere. We need Majima everywhere, 100%.
If he could be like the new, like, you know, what Deadpool is to Marvel, but like have Magic in every film, like have a cameo, I'll be fine with that.
Every Yakuza film, you've just got at the end of a corridor.
Just using the patch eye around the corner. I'm like, they seem to have more fun with that character than all the others. Just spoke volumes.
Yeah.
But I was like, he was such a great force though. But then we're going to the other guy. I was like, I was just really boring because he's been all serious. Where
just the beautiful haired guy.
The beautiful haired guy. Yeah, beautiful.
Is he your most hated character then?
I wouldn't say most hated because I didn't know anything about
His
him.
hair is luscious.
His luscious hair, very moisturised. Yeah, but he just gets his ass kicked in 9 minutes, and then I'm guessing he doesn't survive what happened after.
Probably not. No.
It's just I just don't know what happened. I was watching it when this can't be happening. Like it's an almost 2-hour film. So you thought, they have time to space things out, let things breathe. It's like, no. Yes, I am your mum. I changed my face. I changed my identity. Now you gotta go. Bye. Like, boom.
Kaboom.
All the money gone.
That's it. I'm gone. See ya.
Nice seeing you, dear. Goodbye. Cheers for trying to find me.
4 words to describe how this film made you feel.
Made me feel. Oh, that's...
Is that the three of the 4 words?
What?
Made me feel...
No. Like a dragon boy.
Like a dragon, Chan.
It made me feel like I could just burst into flames, especially hang up the phone as well.
That's not 4 words.
It made me feel like a dragon man. I say man.
Man, yeah, very manly men. All
Yeah.
their huge, bulging, rippling muscles just
No.
everywhere.
Just drinking that medicine. Ooh.
Nice.
Blue flame.
Glowing blue.
Glowing blue. Yeah. I thought it was quite an enjoyable experience.
Nice. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Wonderful.
I wasn't sure how it would go for you.
I was a bit worried. I was like, why is this film gonna be? I was dreading it. I was quite surprised how much I enjoyed it.
Well, good.
So thank you for that, Rhys.
You're welcome. Cool. And now, a word from our sponsors. Hey mate, I had an idea for a sponsorship gag.
Like a dragon!
So, what I've been doing, bear with me while I have effectively a little rant about, taking your headphones off. Real mature, thank you.
Why did you have us go on a pee break when we've just gone now?
You bastard. You bastard. I'm glad you heard that.
Oh, it's loud and clear.
But, yeah, just give me the proverbial floor for a minute, because I want to talk about online reviewers, specifically in this instance, anti-woke reviewers, to be more precise, because the ones that just sort of go, 0 out of 10. Seriously, is it really a 0? I love how you guys are just pretending to play games.
Sorry, we'll be serious. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Go on. Sorry.
It's just is it really a 0? You've seen nothing as bad as this ever before in your life.
Okay.
Perspective, for fuck's sake.
It's been
What I've written here is, like the Acolyte, politics aside, is it seriously the worst thing you've ever seen? I want to clarify. I don't mean in a just go outside and touch grass. I mean in a just seriously.
No, I
You
saw
think
the
that's the
Last
worst thing you've ever
Jedi.
seen? Yeah, but seriously, you think that's 0 out of 10?
I didn't say that.
But that's what I mean. I think 0 out of 10 should be the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
Not something that you think is bad. The worst thing ever. Something that is irredeemably bad.
Yeah.
Even things I hate have some form of merit to them. The first episode of this we did, I was supposed to talk about Atomic Blonde. I hate Atomic Blonde, but I genuinely love James McAvoy in it because he's really good in it.
Oh yeah, he's in it. Yeah.
He's great in that film. So it's not irredeemably bad. I just hate it because there's so much wasted potential in it. It is my philosophy that 0 and 10 are impossible to obtain.
I think it depends on the context of your reviews. If you're reviewing it as an objective reviewer, then yeah. If you're reviewing it as a measurement of how much you enjoyed it, if there's certain things in it that, despite it being a decent film, maybe in some ways, if there's certain things that make it unwatchable to you, then that's a 0 out of 10. Maybe it'd have to be pretty bad for that. But
I know, which is what annoys me about them, because it's is it seriously unwatchable?
But it's when they don't really give an actual justified response.
Yeah, because they're always just sort of I don't agree with the politics. It's okay, great.
It's subjective.
You don't agree with the politics, but be objective about it. Is it really a 0? Just because you don't agree with the politics, a 0?
Yes, I objectively don't agree.
At that point,
Objection.
you don't really have a score to give something. At that point, really,
I've got a feeling.
But just objectively saying I don't want to watch this is different from saying this is irredeemably bad, is what I would say to that.
Has something been said or something that you like?
No. Specifically, the reason I brought this up is I just had a quick look in the analytics for one of the episodes of the podcast.
Okay.
And it had been recommended in somebody's 0 out of 10 Acolyte review. And I was like, fucking what? 0? I have not seen this
Why
show.
the Acolyte, though?
Yeah.
0. I think it was just because it's new at the time for one of the episodes. And it was just like, a 0 is the thing.
But
Like,
hey, he's getting
and,
recommended.
Don't get me wrong, there are what we would call grifters on both sides, but let's be honest, an angry voice is far louder than a happy one.
Yeah.
What I've written down here is outrage screams louder than contentment. If you were like, oh, it's fine, 5, no one is going to listen to you. But if you're like 1 or 0, people are more likely to listen to your veracity. It's the same if you say like 8 or 9. It's why I try and rate out of 15. For this, like 3 different levels of 5, because even if, like, you know,
Is this why you despise Foley for giving Cobra a 0 that one time?
no, because overall, it was still a 2 out of 15 overall.
It deserves
Like,
lower.
I mean, it probably a 1 out of 15 is what Cobra deserves. But I don't think it deserves a 0, because there are still some cool stuff. There's some cool stuff in it.
It doesn't
That, and remember,
brick you
there's the,
to him when you try and play it. Yeah.
there's the car. There's the car.
Oh, that's true.
The car's really good. The car was really good. We got an
Insert
entire
Russian review
the
about
car.
it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. And it's beautiful for your eyes, so it can't be a 0.
We have saying about this film in my country.
But then you got the pizza cutting scene, which just made me hate him more.
But it's why I think it's important we rate it out of 3 different 5s. Because sure, it can look like shit.
Yeah.
And the character can be terrible. But it can still be redeemable in other ways.
It's
like how Urquan was shit, but the writing was cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like the gameplay has not aged well in the slightest, frankly. But the story is excellent, and the world building is masterful.
Gotta give credit where credit's
But
due.
the drones can fuck off.
You say
Yes?
So you say everything has like a redeemable thing. What about Hellfire?
That will be discussed in a potential later episode.
Oh.
Because you still need to watch the full thing, don't you? Because I did it.
There's only a couple of films that I didn't, and I only stopped because I just didn't understand what was going on.
To be fair, I watched the entire film, I still don't know what's going on.
Enjoy watching that a second time, you know.
I will deliver the DVD back to you.
Maybe it's a really good watch the second time.
Yeah,
You'll know what's going on.
There's so many
No,
things
you,
I missed.
you don't understand, man. You have to watch it like 3 times and then it gets good.
So maybe on the 3rd watch, I'll actually understand what's going on.
On the plus side, it was a memorable experience for you.
Yeah, yes.
And to be fair, I know we were joking about there are some things that have no merit.
Yeah.
I think something that is truly awful still has a level of merit to it, because you can boost your confidence as a writer, because you can go, I will never make something that is this shit.
Yeah.
And there's also, if this gets fucking made, what I write can be fucking made.
There's some hope.
Because it's better than this garbage. And then there's also the level of, oh, this doesn't work in a film. This really doesn't work in a film. I'll get some ideas for, production of, oh, let's never do this kind of thing in a film.
Yeah.
Even bad stuff you can learn from, so it still has a form of merit to it. Which is why I think the lowest scores you can realistically give something is a 1.
Yeah.
Because it may be god-awful, but you can still learn from it.
Yeah.
I think 0 and 10 are just not objective and should be miscounted. Nothing will be perfect, but nothing will be 0. Like
What if
10
you're
and 0 are
rating
unattainable goals.
a mimetic hazard that wipes your memory a bit? Can you learn from that?
Well, these are for films rather than, a hazard that will wipe your memory. So it's a little bit...
What if it's in the film, though? Eh?
Who wipes your memory?
Well, look,
Yeah.
all you need to know
Going
is you only
down
need to see a single frame before you can get PTSD, autism, bird flu, and flesh-eating bacteria.
Ah.
As long as it's not that one, you're fine.
Oh, I'm fucked.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
You just got to do like what they do in like Memento, where you just write down what's going on. You look away from the film and you just immediately forget, and you just look at your notes and go, "Oh, I've got some notes from the film."
If your notes and it says, this film wipes your memory. Oh, really?
Let's watch it again.
This
God,
film
it's
wipes
this
your
film.
memory. Oh, really?
Yeah.
This film wipes
like
your
the
memory.
silence from Doctor Who. You look at the film and you remember everything, but as soon as you look away, you just immediately
Yeah.
forget.
That's why you have to get tattooed.
But you remember, like, a little bit too late to stop the instinctive reaction, look back up, so you're just stuck in a loop of looking down, looking up, up and down, up and down.
You look up and you can feel yourself about to vomit, and you just sort of look away instinctively, and you're like, why do I need to vomit? And you look back at the film and you're like, oh god, why do I need to vomit? Let's move on from that. That's not pleasant. You guys see my point now. Just just be reasonable is basically my sort of philosophy.
Give it credit. It's
1 out of 10.
Give it some credit. I haven't seen much of the Acolyte, but the lightsaber fights I saw in it were really cool.
Yeah.
And you're like, if you're going to rate that, include that in a 0. That's not fair.
oh, like a dragon.
Yes!
Okay, now I can't cut that out.
Sorry,
Nice. I was going to say I'm going to be so disappointed if I don't hear that. And then you did. Yes!
I was very tempted to pick it up and shout it down. I was like, you know, I'm trying out my system right now. And I did. I feel a lot better. It's like, that's like therapy, that was.
Very nice.
Like, I felt, that's what you need to say, Rhys. If you see people marking it as zeros, like, just say like a dragon. Really loud. Get out your system.
You know the King's Speech where he's like, he like swears a bit to get his speech flowing.
Oh, yeah.
He just like steps up to the mic, so, like a dragon! The people of this country, whatever the hell his speech is.
Everyone like, yeah, what this guy said.
Occasionally interrupts his speech, screaming, like a dragon!
Like a dragon! It feels so much rage and, you know, off your shoulders. I like it. Yeah.
It's got like, you can like, it builds up to the dragon bit as well.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like that should have been. Yeah.
Because obviously he's the king, just wings just sprang out from the side of him.
He tears off his nice like woolen royal cape, he just tears it off and he's bare chested. He's got tattoos of the crown on him.
You get some from the crowd jump over like the ropes and then just stop cracking their knuckles.
Yeah. Swaggers forwards.
And do you know what that would be? That would be a royal rumble.
Oh.
Time to spin the wheel. Let's spin this wheel and see what happens.
I'm going to do that in every social thing. Like, if I say something like, oh, that didn't click. Oh, so I've got the wheel.
You carry it in like your wallet so you can pull it out, like awkwardly unfold it, like slip out. I'm spinning the wheel.
Who wants to spin? Got nothing on it. Like, I don't think it's my head, to be honest.
It has landed on something. It says, if you had a band, what would it be called?
Ape in the Distance.
/ album, what would it be called? Ape in the Distance. Yes, Ape in the Distance is a good one.
Ape in the Distance.
Ape in the Distance. Do you want to explain what that's in reference to, Sam?
That is from our old D&D game, which had you in it at that point? I think it did.
Yeah, Foley was in it at that point, yeah.
Was I in this?
You were. And there's an ape in the distance, and we just thought that would be a really good band name for some reason.
I like the fact it has quite a nice, I don't know, rolls off the tongue.
Got a flow to it, right? Ape in the distance.
Ape in the Distance.
Ape in the Distance. Gorillas.
But what kind of genre?
I mean, I feel like it'd be grunge, is what I feel like it would be.
That's the kind of vibe it gives off, actually, yeah. Yeah.
With like a sort of ominous overtones or undertones.
Yeah, black grunge, it would be. Like black metal, black grunge, like
Doom grunge.
Doom grunge.
It feels like
that sounds actually quite funny.
the grungiest grunge, to be honest.
It's like when you have that barrel and there's like the complete slop at the bottom of the barrel. It's that.
Dreg grunge.
Or even worse, it's like you turn the barrel over and you're just scraping the bit that's seeped through on the underside of the barrel.
Oh.
It's that. That's Doom grunge. Foley, Sam's is Ape in the Distance. What is yours?
Bloody Rapscallions.
Bloody Rapscallions.
No,
Wow.
Is it? Correct. It's from Boris Johnson, isn't he? He goes, you bloody Rapscallions.
Oh, Jesus
So
Christ.
I think that'd be quite a nice, like Sex Pistols kind of thing. Like,
God
Yeah,
save the
bloody
Prime
rapscallions.
Minister. We love him, man.
going up against politics and like, the government. You know, he could.
Nice.
And plus, it sounds true to the British. Bloody Rapscallions. Yeah.
Yeah, we've always had satire.
I always had
We've
satire.
always mocked shit. That's the same thing.
What about yours, Rhys? What would yours be?
I was hoping you wouldn't. I did have a think of one, and I just feel like because of the amount of it that I've been fucking eating at the moment, I feel like I would just call it Ice Cream Fiend or something like that. I just think that's a funny name, like Ice Cream Fiend.
Ice cream.
And it's like real, like thrash metal.
That exists.
Just like slamming on guitars and things. Ice Cream Fiend exists.
There's a music video for Ice Cream Fiend of some sort.
Okay, I guess I can't have that one then. Jesus.
Copyright. Right, you're
God
getting fined
damn it.
now. You're getting fined now. But you know what? People,
Nah.
if you called yourself that and people came to your concert, you know what people expect though, don't you?
Ice cream.
Yeah. So people be moshing, but
Poutine.
eating their ice cream. But what ice cream would you do though?
Sorry, they get brain freeze and it's like a special moshing like headbanging thing. Like my head.
Everyone do the brain mosh. But what ice cream would you
I
give?
feel like what I'd have to do is I'd have to like melt a whole load of ice cream, and you know, like some people like have a spray hose. I'd just walk into the crowd or foam or something. I'm just spraying ice cream into the crowd, and it would just be horrible and sticky.
Yeah.
It's like a really hot day and it's like a few hours long, the
Like
concert.
2 p.m. in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's the first song that I do as well. Right? It'd have to be the first song. Spray the entire crowd with ice cream, and it's called like Get Milked. Get Milked. Lactose lover.
I don't want to know
Yeah,
what that
that's
ice cream is
lactose
made out
lover.
of, to be honest.
A lactose lover.
Get milk.
I don't like that.
Exactly. It's giving you a visceral reaction there, Sam. Lactose lover.
This truly is
My first song
doomed.
is Lactose Lover. We just spray the crowd with ice cream. It's like such a weird... I guess it wouldn't be ice cream at that point. It would just be cream if we're spraying it. If it's liquidy enough to spray into the crowd.
You said what genre this is, boy?
I feel like it would be like thrash metal. Is what I was thinking. Just singing about like honeycomb. Just like ice cream and shit like that.
Would you put like Kiss makeup on and then just have the ice cream?
No, I'd be like, I feel like the drummer would be a bit like the guitarist Buckethead, and they just have like a tub of ice cream on their head. Just stupid shit like that. So dumb.
Sponsored by, is it Nestle or something like?
Oh god, not Nestle. Fuck Nestle. I'm not having them sponsor us.
Throwing out fabs to everyone. Like,
No, Ben and Jerry's, not Tom and Jerry's. That's a bit different.
get milked. That's gonna stick with me forever.
Get milked.
Get milked.
That's what the chorus is. It's like get milked.
It's like
Get milked.
from the perspective of a farm animal. I woke up in the field, I get milked.
Yeah.
I wanted to make some ice cream, so I found the cow. Get milked.
Oh.
So you're
I
turning.
took out a mortgage, I get milked.
I have to pay my taxes. Get milked. And it just sort of gets political in like verse 3. And then verse 4, just nothing to do with that. It's just that. It's like that in the middle. And people are like, what? Why? Just like verse 4 just suddenly goes, my friend ate some almonds. Get milked. And it's just like talking about vegan milk for the final chorus. People are like, what?
Oh.
Jesus Christ. I'm glad you enjoyed my fucking stupid ice cream band.
I'm just kind of semi-tempted just to go on coming up with more ice cream band songs.
I mean, if you want, we'll try to think of like 2 more of them. What about Mint Rush or something like that? Just call it Mint Rush.
Mint Rush. It's like the Gold Rush, but it's for mint.
Mint Rush.
What about just a song just called Refrigerated? Just like, Refrigerated. Just that's the chorus of
Refrigerated. It's got like a really thick riff. And then just refrigerated.
like,
I can see that working.
I want to hear their like
ice cream on the floor. Ice cream on the floor. Ice cream on the floor.
one, I've had too much of life. Ice cream on the floor.
I bought a 99 for 149. That's too much. Ice cream on the floor.
Get milked.
A dog ran up to me. I dropped it. My ice cream's on the floor.
During during their live things, they're like, "You ready to get milked, Austin?"
Don't
And the crowd's like,
get
"Ugh."
milked.
I mean, so. I can't hear you.
Aye, Captain.
Who lives in the fridge?
Who lives in the freezer in the kitchen? Ice cream.
Ice cream Sundays. That's what it is. Delicious and creamy and vanilla, is he? Ice cream Sundays.
It sounds like being held captive. Ice cream Sundays. Get back in the
They'll
refrigerator.
have one song called Like a Dragon. It's about a dragon fruit ice cream.
You know, psychosocial, right?
Yeah,
No,
oh,
Slipknot. That's got the same syllables as Like a Dragon, I think. Like a Dragon.
I want this on a shirt now. It's like a dragon with someone holding ice cream or something like.
It's like the Kiss makeup. Like. It's like the heavy metal font.
Just completely illegible.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, that band's font looks sick. What does it say? Ice cream fiends.
Ice cream fiends.
What? You're like, oh, is that why it's in the shape of an ice cream cone?
It's like
No,
you should have like an ice cream cone, but you know where you got like the spiky bits and like clothing. Like you should just have that wrapped around it, like proper metal.
Oh.
Barbed wire. Barbed wire ice cream cone.
Yes.
Barbed wire ice cream cone sounds
That
like a
sounds really
band,
fucking
like
cool.
album.
Yeah.
Barbed wire ice cream. It's like forbidden ice cream that no one else can touch.
How about there's like they got that one song was like completely innuendo laden and it's just called Lolly in Your Mouth. And it's just that. And they're just thinking about different ice cream lollies that you like to lick. Fab's really nice, it's got sprinkles on the top, milky in the middle, chocolate too. And they're just singing like that and it's like, no blue, ball blue. It's just like part of the chorus.
Sticky and sweet.
And it's like if you're just listening to the beat, you're like, yeah, this is fucking sick, fresh. And then you actually listen to the lyrics, you're like, the fuck is it? 100% it would be one of those bands that you could not introduce to your friends because it's just explaining would just be too difficult to do. Yeah, so there's this thrash metal band, like, yeah, you sing about ice cream, what? And that's all.
It's also really innuendo-y.
It's 50
Okay.
Shades of Dairy.
50 Shades of Dairy. That's great. That's a song. 50 Shades of Dairy.
That I'd happily watch a
It's
trilogy.
about like it kind of follows the intro for Shades of Grey, where I presume it's like a woman meets the rich dude, goes back to things like I have exotic tastes, and then it's just like just a bunch of ice cream and like a bull gag. Oh, it's one of those like weird ring gags, like where it locks the mouth open so we can just pour ice cream in.
Oh
Just
no.
put your head underneath there, get the machine gun.
Oh, it's like one of those things with the lever where it just pours out ice cream and like the.
You want a 99? we don't do 69 around here, we do 99.
You can have a flake with that.
I was gonna say I love the idea that the first third of the song is like the sexual undertones of like leading up to this, and then the final like 2/3 of the song is just and then he opened my world to 50 Shades of Dairy, and it's just literally just a list of different ice cream flavors.
And the tempo of the song just really kicks up when that bit starts. It's like actual like galloping thrash.
It's like earlier Black Sabbath, just like slow. It's like, but he took me to his bedroom, just like that. And then it's like riffs and like drumming of like really heavy, just in between different ice cream flavors. Like chocolate, just moving on to something else. Just super high drumming, super hard riff. Just strawberry.
Strawberry.
So dumb.
They've got like a doom ballad about being out of ice cream.
I
It's
went
like
to the freezer,
incredibly
and there was
dramatic.
nothing left.
What is left for me?
It's melted just
It's
like
got like violin in there as well, just to add to
Nice.
it.
There's like a piano as well. Just like that slow piano.
like a Queen
Sad.
meatloaf kind of.
I feel like the final song on the album, if it was like a story-based album or something stupid like that, the
Ice
final
Cream
song on the
Heaven.
album, no, it'd be No Ice Cream in Hell. And it'd be a
Oh,
song
no.
about how he wishes that he was better in life, not because hell's a horrible place, but just because it's too hot for ice cream. That's the only reason.
That'd be such a great
Oh, no.
title. Hell's too hot for ice cream.
Yeah, hell's too hot for ice cream.
They do a sequel album where it's him descending through the tears of hell to meet the bottom bit where Lucifer is because it's frozen over. You can have ice cream there.
Jesus. And he ends up getting all the way to heaven for the best ice cream ever. So the final thing I wanted to mention after that amazing tangent,
Yeah.
something that I have discussed doing with Sam
Okay.
Oh.
is if we can get some PlayStation emulators to work, because PlayStation games are a bit more of a pain. PS2 specifically, there's a bunch of those mad games. I know, but there's a lot of weird PS2 games
Yeah.
that are interesting or just fun that I'm considering trying to have a look at. Same with PS1 games. Emulators are only ones a bit of a pain because infamously PS2s would fucking brick. Like, quite famously. That being said, speaking of PS2 games, Sam's was a remake of one.
Yeah.
What was it, Sam?
Well, so it's 1995, right?
95?
Yes.
The rain is pouring down outside, and there's a man
Yes.
standing over a body. There's a gun in his hand.
Do you have long hair?
He doesn't have long hair.
Oh, okay, that would be for long
He
hair.
picks up a ring, though,
Okay.
the previous day. So Kiryu Kazuma is a member of the Kazuma family, working with the Dojima family, which is part of the Tojo clan, and they're all Yakuza. Does that sound familiar at all?
What?
No, of course
Sound
not.
familiar, Foley?
This is the game is called Yakuza Kiwami, and it's a remake of the game Yakuza, which was known in Japan as Like a Dragon.
I
Like a
fucking
dragon.
knew- I can only guess.
Hold off until the end, Foley. Hold off until the end. Hold off.
Rhys and I were both covering our faces when you were. It was like, wow, this sounds like a game. Covering our smirks.
I hear you.
Yep.
We continue.
Yeah, it's great. So, you launch up the game, right? Here's where I go through the
not
settings again.
again.
No, no. It says, real Yakuza use a gamepad.
Yeah,
Pretty
they
neat.
do.
Yeah. And it also says, Yakuza series game data found. You got blah 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 amulet as a present. That's pretty neat.
What?
Pretty
You can
neat.
get that?
Played one of them before?
Yeah, I played 0. I didn't finish it, but I played some
Oh,
of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You did play it.
Yeah, I didn't realize that I had the game data on my system, but I do apparently. So that's neat. Anyway, so yeah, you got Kiryu Kazuma. It's 1995. He's known as the Dragon of Dojima because he's a badass. I don't know if they mention that in the film or not, but they probably do.
Probably. A lot happened in that film, to be honest. I probably missed it.
So I think this is the bit where it skipped in the film from the sound of it. Whereas this is the bit back in time, you know? So right, he's in the Kazuma family, pretty close to being able to start his own family. That's pretty neat. But one day he gets into a fight with a random Yakuza for whatever reason. And after he kicks his ass, the patriarch of that Yakuza's family turns up. And his name is Goro Majima, which may be familiar.
Right. Okay.
I don't know about the film, but he wears, he's got the eye patch. He's got like a really nice, like sort of snake skinny golden jacket, which like leaves his chest bare.
Ooh.
Looks pretty cool. Yeah.
Snaky. I like it.
Yep. And he's playfully psychotic. Talks in a high voice a lot of the time. Pretty cool. But yeah. So he beats up the underling that Kiryu is fighting, and then when he's using an umbrella, right? When he goes for a release look and stab, Kiryu just does that cool thing where like the stab just stops mid thrust just instantly, because he's like grabbed the umbrella. Yep. So Kiryu is just kind of like quietly disapproving of Majima in general. Majima gets like actually pissed off. He switches from his like playful psychosis to like fully pissed off and like tries to provoke Kiryu to fight him, but he's refusing. He's like, I have no reason to fight. He's pretty stoic. I don't know. I assume he's that in the film as well.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So he refuses even when like Majima's hitting him with an umbrella. When he like gets a knife out and stabs it, like just stopping short of his face. He just like doesn't flinch or anything. And Majima gets like a bit of an obsession from this. He's like, all right, fine then, Kiryu. I'll watch over you and I'll engineer a scenario in which you'll want to fight me properly. And when that time comes, it's going to be such fun, Kiryu-chan.
Fun fact,
great.
in the original PS2 version,
Yeah.
there was an English dub,
Oh no.
and Majima is voiced by Mark Hamill doing the
Oh,
jungle
wow.
voice.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And famously, Mark Hamill said that he doesn't remember doing it.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
As a side note, you were bang on with that heat up or whatever it was, MX++ whatever bottle. That's definitely in the game.
Yeah, that is in the game.
Yep.
The healing potions, effectively.
Yeah, it sounds like it was a heat up version.
Heat up, that's it, yeah. Like a dragon.
Anyway, so there's 3 people of interest. You got Kiryu, obviously, but you got Azumi, which is the girl he's interested with. Grew up in the orphanage together, and their kids.
Yeah.
There's
So
Nishiki.
they were in an orphanage then, weren't they?
They were when they were
Yeah.
children, yeah.
Yeah, they were, yeah.
Yep. There's Nishikiyama, also known as Nishiki, and that's his best friend, who's also in the Yakuza, also came from the orphanage.
Okay.
I don't know if he's in the film or not. It didn't really
He
sound
is
like
in
he
the
was.
film. He's the man with luscious hair who appears
Okay, I was
right
thinking
at
it
the
might
end.
be.
Is that actually him?
Yeah, that's him. That's him, yeah.
Brilliant.
It's just the fact it's just.
In the game, he has so much build up, and he's
Yeah.
also a character in the prequel, and he's a very important character. And I was just there like, where the fuck is he in this
Yeah.
film? And he just appears in the last like 5
I just
minutes.
assumed they'd
And,
removed him, and then I was
what
like,
about it?
it could be
I
him, I
s-
guess. He's got long hair.
No, that's him.
Because what's his name again?
Nishiki.
Nishikiyama.
Nishiki.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
call him Nishiki.
okay, 'cause I can remember in the film, who's the guy with the patch again?
Majima.
Majima.
Like, I couldn't make it for a split second, or like, he was talking about like the Nikki times or something. I don't know if it has any relevance in the game, but he got really annoyed with his henchman. He's like, you need to read the Nicky Times. You need to read. It's like, alright. It's like, okay. So I don't know how
no idea.
there's anyone in the game. But I was like, they just kind of threw that in there. Then they just left it. It's like,
Probably a reference to something from the games, I guess.
Probably.
That's
Yeah.
newspaper.
So I need to know that.
And there's also Reina, who's the owner of the Serana, which is the bar they hang out in. Pretty neat.
Yeah.
So anyway, the next day, Kiryu meets with Kazuma, which is the head of his Yakuza family. During that meeting is run by Reina. Does that Dojima, the patriarch of the Dojima family. So this is the experience of the game. It's just like all this like Yakuza politics and like the different structures of the family keep getting brought up and say, okay, I'll memorize that. All right, okay, I'll memorize that.
I just want to bear with you, Foley. This is a third-person action game, and my estimation is probably about 60-65% of your game time will be in cutscenes.
So it's got like a film already.
Oh.
Like, yeah.
There's a lot of fucking cutscenes.
Very interactive film.
I think that depends how much time you spend doing side quests and stuff.
That's true. I do a lot of that, to be fair.
Yeah.
That could be a lot of fun.
Anyway, so Dojima grabbed Yumi, the childhood friend, and took off to be a Dojiman. Nishiki pursued, and when Kiryu arrives, he finds Nishiki there. He's standing over dead Dojima. He's got a gun in his hand, a bit like the intro cutscene. Yumi is traumatized, she's not responding. And Kiryu is like, go on, bud. Your sister, she's dying, right, more or less. You need to be there for her. So then he's the one standing there when the cops turn up. So that's why he gets to jail.
Framed!
For 10 years. Yeah.
It's less framed and more the Fall Man.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The Fall Man!
Is it the Fall Man or is it the Jump Man if you're the one voluntarily doing it? Because obviously Kiryu killed a family head. He's expelled from the clan. And he's in jail. Meanwhile, Nishiki, he's stressed, so he slaps Reina. That's not particularly important, I just thought it was funny, so I included it. Yep, so 10 years passed, he's released. It's 2005 now. It's Kamurocho, the district, like the big square they're in. It looks pretty much the same. It seems to have the same shops in it, apart from the Millennium Tower, which is that big building you were talking about, I think.
Yeah, okay. So similar.
Obviously, I couldn't say this because I couldn't like give away that it's the same game film thing. I feel like it's the Millennium Tower. It's the Millennium Tower in my head.
I was so tempted to start saying just the names of things, and if you'd asked, I was going to be there like, I think I might have read the comic.
The manga.
So Kiryu, he gets out of jail, he heads into Kamurocho, and Majima turns up straight away. It's like, oh hey, you're out. He gone soft and beats him up. So Kiryu gets his ass kicked. You probably can avoid that maybe, depending on how good you're at it.
You can win that fight. And he'll still call you out, going there like, look, you beat me up, but you're so out of breath.
Yep. He pretty much says, I'm going to just turn up anytime and fight you, and eventually we're going to go back to full strength, and then we can have a proper fight.
So how long is Kiryu in prison for? It is 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
And he still wants this rematch that badly.
Yeah. Bear in mind, he met him the day before he went to prison as well. That's the first
really
meeting.
holds this grudge against him. Like, Jesus.
He's much less an antagonist in this. He's a bad guy, but there's like a frenemy sort of thing to it.
Yeah. To be fair, they explain quite well that they are both individuals with a big notoriety about them when they first met, so they would have already known about each other.
Oh,
and so
the Dragon of Dojima. That's not how he speaks to
Yeah. Pretty much. It's kind of like the whole thing of, you've got a big reputation and I want to fight someone with a strong reputation type thing.
Right.
And then he never gets the opportunity because he immediately goes to prison.
And Kiryu
like,
refusing, like, he's like the price you can't have.
So waits a decade for him to come out to get that title still.
Yeah.
I think it's less, I've been waiting a decade for this. It's more just a case of, well, it's been a decade. I still won that fight. Let's fucking go.
Yep. I will now devote all of my time to it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Practicing baseball, get more swings.
So, right, the story of this, it's pretty similar to what you said to some extent. You spend, like, at least the first few chapters of it finding out what's up with Yumi, because she's vanished from a hospital at some point, hasn't been heard of since. And Nishiki, who is now a patriarch of his own family, but he's also betrayed the Kazuma family. Kiryu was pretty well in with Kazuma, the head of the Kazuma family. Seems unusual. He also probably killed the chairman, Sarah, and also Kazuma later on. Probably. I don't know if he's dead or not. He got shot with a sniper rifle. So
I don't fucking remember.
Okay. So this is like the start of it, whereas in your one it seems like he kills him right at the end. Interestingly. he acts like a smug prick now, and he reveals in a big clan meeting about those funds that got stolen. Interesting. So the other family heads are like pissed off. He's got some flashbacks to how his life kind of sucks after Kiryu went to prison and stuff like he got his own family, but his members didn't respect him at all, and they were pricks. His sister probably died, that sort of thing. Got some motivations
Interestingly, I think that isn't in the original. That only got added to the remake because they made a prequel, and he's a much bigger character in the prequel. And then they're like, well, we kind of need to explain how it goes from A to B. Because otherwise, it's just kind of out of nowhere.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, no, sorry, continue.
Makes sense. So Yumi hasn't been seen since vanishing from hospital, but her long lost sister Mizuki has seen her. She works at the bar that they used to hang out at, which is strange because if it follows what you said, where it is just Yumi, Reina didn't recognize her, so why do you know?
I've changed the identity there as well, is she? Like...
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh god.
But her niece Haruka, she's been visited by Yumi quite frequently.
Yes, which I want to point out, Sam did say
I did.
name of Haruka. I know, just yes, the little girl.
Just let that
try to recover that.
I just thought it'd be funny to drop it and see if you got noticed. As you surmised by watching the film, my notes say Yumi and also Mizuki and Haruka, because I didn't reach a reveal they're the same person. They're probably that stole the funds. Pretty neat. Haruka's adorable.
Yes.
Yep. Kiryu meets her in a murder scene. There's bodies around her. She's got a big gun. Pretty cool. She's hiding in the corner. She's probably not the one that killed everyone.
I don't remember this bit.
No? Okay. Kiryu kind of escorts her a few places. So, like, in this game, anytime you go anywhere, you just get, like, people. That happens when you're escorting her around. So she's either just, like, standing in the background watching you just beat up, like, 30 people at once. Or she's just, like, sleeping on a bench in the background sometimes. It's just so funny because you're, like, having this massive street brawl and just in the background. She's just, having a nice time with that. That dog's in it as well. Yeah, that's the first thing.
Is there any flip phones in this game?
There probably are. There's definitely phones. He's just like walking around and somebody's like, "You haven't got a phone." Here you go, then I guess. Something like that.
Here's a phone.
Yeah, pretty neat.
So obviously, you probably don't, for reasons that are quite obvious, you don't need to go over the plot as much.
Yeah, that was the end of my plot ones.
Yes, that's fine. It's why when I gave you this in the first place, I was just like, don't worry about the plot. It's a really long game. You don't have to worry about it too much. It's fine. Because I knew that Foley's going to go over it already. And I was like, we don't really need it just gone over twice.
Yeah.
So is it kind of the same thing? Is the fact?
Yeah, there's a lot more detail in the obviously
in
the
the game.
game.
Yeah, the massive runtime right there.
Yes. However, I believe in the film there is just flat. There is no people going around robbing convenience stores and shit like that, and there is no two bank robbers. That entire I had no idea what was going on. That sounds great. I was wondering if the detective who gets told, just like they've turned over. I was wondering if that's like the detective character from
Date.
the game.
Because
Date, he's great.
Is it Mr. Day?
Date.
Oh no. Okay, yeah. There's a detective.
Date. So yeah, Date would make sense. Date.
Yeah.
Date. Yeah, Date. Yeah.
So
it is the same character.
Nice.
It's like because he doesn't really like. I can't remember, he didn't really do much in the film. He's like he was just walking around, interacting.
That's very much a fan service.
Yeah.
Appearance.
Yeah.
That makes
in the game he does a lot more.
He's
a very important character in the game.
He's very deadpan in the film. He's like that in the game. Like he's just
he's kind of like a noir detective style thing.
okay. Yeah, they go true to that. Then. So is it pretty much? So is the fact like Kiryu's literally just helping his girl find her mum, and then like
to some extent.
Yeah.
He is also trying to find out what's gone with the $10 billion thing. That's kind of like a backseat thing of that's a mystery that I want to sort out. But
And also was that the mystery?
Because in the film, he didn't really care much about it. He's like, oh, okay, not my problem. Like I've already just got out.
To be fair, I don't think he really cares about that much either. I think it's more about Kazuma got killed. Kazuma, not Kazuma, that's himself. Very similar names. Yeah, finding out Yumi, what's up with her, and then protecting Haruka, and also what's up with Nishiki.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
I
what?
think is the main motivations.
So what's the gameplay like then? Combat and all that.
So combat, right?
I kind of picture like Street Fighter, where like you just got two characters on the screen. Like here we go. Or you just,
yeah, sort of, but it's
Is it
3D. It's 3D really, you know what I mean? Kind of like imagine like a Batman sort of thing.
Okay.
With much less movement.
Like you just go around and just punch the shit out of people.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, God.
Much less movement.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Well, the guild just sits on the bench. Just
you got 3 fighting styles, right? You got Rush,
Yeah.
which is where you've got very fast hits, combos, not as strong. You can dash, dodge rapidly. You can't block and you can't grab. You got Brawler,
Yeah.
which is where you got like medium sort of strength and speed hits. You can dodge a bit, you can block attacks, and you can grab people.
Yeah.
Pretty neat. And you got Beast, which is where you've got heavy hits. You can't dodge, or maybe you can like dodge slowly or something. Instead of blocking, you just kind of like tank hits and like reduce damage if you do something. And you got really, really cool strong grabs. Also, I think you just pick up things on the floor, like as part of your attacks or something like that.
Oh yeah. When you attack, you will automatically grab things next to you,
which is pretty cool.
So basically, you've got very useful, pointless.
Yeah,
it's the way that I describe it.
Yeah, and there's very useful that are contextual.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So against bosses, Rush is the only one that's any fucking good. There's also technically a 4th one, the dragon style, but I didn't use it.
Yeah.
You kind of unlock different moves as you do certain things.
Dragon style is the strongest by the end of the game, but early game it's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So is that you can't upgrade it or like build it up?
I think you get different moves and also different bonuses and stuff to it as you go along. Yeah.
Did you manage to finish like the game?
No. I'm just like I finished like chapter 2 and then I did like a trillion side quests.
I love that.
Yep. Yeah. Combat, right? You got a heat meter, and that's presumably what that blue fire and stuff on Kyrie was at the end of the film.
So that would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that just that came out the blue.
Nice. So you build up heat during doing certain things in combat, by hitting people or blocking things if you have some upgrades, blah 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 blah. You lose it by getting hit or by doing like heat moves, heat attacks. Those do a lot more damage, but they also use up the heat, and that's like the main way of doing damage. So a lot of the time it's kind of like a cycle of build up heat, use it, build up again, that sort of thing. When it works, that's really fun. When it doesn't, such as when you're fighting a boss, it's garbage. The bosses are the worst. A lot of the time you can go in just random street fights, right? You walk around the street and just like people see you and like, I want to fight that guy. And they run at you and start a fight. Pretty neat.
Yeah.
You can do 10 of those in a row where it's really fun. It's not like too easy, but it's not too hard either. It's just fun the entire time. And then you get like one just random dickhead who's like impossible to hit. He just dodges every attack, or he blocks everything, but he's also immune to grabs, or he's got like a bullshit combo that just like you can't do anything against. It's so bad.
Oh god.
It's just and it's just a random dude. It's like,
wow. So it's not really like anyone important, anything.
No, he's just some random guy who happens to have a weird moveset.
I can imagine how frustrating that must be. Yeah. The fact you say you're having a good time, going around beating people up, and then this dickhead comes along.
With the bosses, it's like the game's like enemies that block your attacks, grab them instead. But then the bosses are half of them are just immune to being grabbed. They just punch you when you do it. Sort of
it definitely feels like the game's just
what am I supposed to do?
Trolling you. He's like, grab them, be fine. He's like, no. Smacks you off.
Grabs are pretty fun though, because they can be used on.
Nice.
Yeah. But it's got this contextual sort of attack things where you grab someone and if you've got heat, you do a finishing sort of attack, not necessarily finishing, but a lot of damage. And if there's a wall nearby, you'll smack their faces into it. If there's if there's one of those little sort of traffic barriers, the orange ones.
Oh yeah.
You'll do a German suplex, smashing their back into it, that sort of thing. It's great.
Brutal. I like it.
Yeah. Well, if there's if there's an object on the ground that you can pick up, and you do a heat attack finishing type thing, you'll with a bike, for example, you just smash it on the head and it'll shatter the bike on them.
I like the fact you can just use the environment. I like that.
Yeah, there tends to be a lot of items going around you can pick up. It's cool.
Just smacking people's back.
From when I've played, I've found that the best way to do it is just immediately run to a bike, pick it up, and kill almost all of them in a couple of seconds, and then pick up another bike, rinse and repeat, and you just use the bikes as your tools. It's quite funny.
Yeah.
But you're not thinking about the poor soul who's probably got to deliver food like Uber Eats.
I am. I'm thinking, get fun. Spider bike.
Get a car.
What you get.
But no, Rhys, the guy probably upgraded to a car, he still picked it up and used it. It's
but you can slam some people into cars.
Oh, there you go. And Rhys would definitely do that.
I think there's one upgrade that you can get where you literally just do that ridiculous thing you see in the martial arts movie where they open the car door, put their head in the door and just slam it shut on their head.
But the beautiful long-haired man would be immune to that.
Probably,
yeah. His hair, it would bounce off his hair.
His hair would deflect that.
And I think the only time you fight him is at the top of the penthouse as the final boss. So it's just well, there's no car here.
Just drag it up the stairs.
Sorry, Sam, continue.
So you've got side quests, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of those around. They often involve Kiryu sort of being messed around with in some way. He's often either being like conned by someone, and then he goes to confront them, or like their boss or whatever, and it turns into a fist fight. Or like he does something for someone, blah 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 blah, turns into a fist fight. And usually ends up in a fist fight in some way, or starts with a fist fight, that sort of thing. A lot of times he gets like pickpocketed or like that sort of thing, and then he goes and gets the thing back, and that has a fist fight. Fist fights. Like
Just fist
to be
fight,
fair,
fist
there's
fight,
other
fist
ones
fight.
where it's like it's raised to mini games, or it's just like something funny that happens. Like there's one time, right? A salaryman, he's there, he's like, you, can you go buy this package from this woman? Here's this phrase you got to say to her, and here's them, and give her the money, and I'll pay you for it. Kiryu goes there, and it's really sus. She's calling you a pervert. He's like, okay, I'm gonna look in this package. Oh, it's used panties. Neat. All right. He goes back, confronts the guy about it, and he's like, "Oh, now you've seen this." And then he's set up like he's gonna like start another fist fight with you, but he just like bows and is like, "Please, keep silent about this. I'll give you loads of money." They do that really
Easiest
well.
money like to make as well. Fair play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bows to you.
I can't remember if it's in the first one, but one sub story I really like is you just keep what happened to walk past a restaurant as like a dine and dasher. Just
Yeah. I saw one
runs out of them.
Dun and Dasher then, so it's probably the same one. Oh,
There's a couple of them, I
yes,
think,
there's that one. Yeah. So there's this group of
Yes.
of guys, right? And they walking down the street and they bump into you, and one like falls to the floor. He's like, ah, and they're like, whoa, you've broken his shoulder. How's he gonna get along? Come on, give us money. And you're like, I'm not giving you money. It's like, oh, we'll start a fight then. I think they're labeled as pacifists or some crap. So you start by beat them up, and they're like, "Ah, man, all right, fine, we're pacifists. We won't do this again." And they walk off like
Passive.
snickering, and that just keeps happening with various different ways. It's so great. It's like, ah, no, it's back. And then the fight ends with like, "Oh, wow, my back's fixed. It's a miracle." All right, this won't happen again then. Bye bye. As they walk off, so stupid.
In
I
one of
love
the
it.
sequels, this definitely isn't the one that you played. One of them is like there's a group of 4 of them, and they bump into you and they demand that you get paid for it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then next time you see them, there's 9 of them, and then there's 15 of them, and then the final time you see them, they're just walking around with 30 people. Except the original guy isn't there, and it's in a different city because they're like, oh, they won't follow us to this city. Sure. And you beat up all 30 of them because they're doing the exact same thing. And then the original guy runs over and he's like, why are you here? You've beaten up all my guys already. And it's just they're like, you're still pulling that scam? And they're like, I actually wasn't this time. Were you pulling that scam again? And they're like, you told us to shut up, bitch. I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you to do that. Shush. Follow me, guys. We're going. And it's just like and it's just watching them leave, and she's like,
Ah, classic.
well, I don't understand.
I'll see you in the next city.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Pacifists.
Ah.
There's some really weird
I like.
Yeah,
I
I
like
love
that.
it.
That's fucking
They're great.
gold.
So there's a bunch of mini games in the game. These are usually
Yes,
in places
oh my God, the mini
where
games.
it makes sense for them, such as toy car racing in a toy car racing center, where you can you get car parts and you build up the best little toy car. Pretty neat.
Surprisingly fun, that one. I really like that one. It's really good.
Yeah, I haven't really gone into it much.
That's fair.
I can't say it's not fun, but I haven't actually really touched it. So
That's fair. I really enjoy it.
yeah, there's toy car racing, there's strip clubs, there's batting centers where you swing bats at balls. Pretty neat.
Yep.
I was like,
Nice.
wow, I'm doing pretty well. This is my first try, and it's like, you did the super easy course. Good job, and you didn't do it very well. Like, okay, sure, fine.
Yeah.
At least you tried.
Yeah, there's arcade
sure.
game. There's the crane game. It's bullshit, just in real life. But unlike in
Yep.
real life, I have actually won prizes from it. So
Yeah.
you
same.
know, and this is why I play video games rather than real life. Yeah, there's this like trading card game, right? It's like beetles, right? Like stag beetles and that sort of thing. But it's like hot, scantily clad ladies dressed as the beetles, and it's like interfaces with an arcade game. You pick your 3 beetles,
Yeah.
and then they have like a fight where it's like a fully motion captured animated fight of these scantily clad ladies beating each other up with their beetle moves. It's very strange, and it's like kids playing this. And Kira's like, is this the game for kids, or I guess they grow up fast these days or some kind of
Funny playing his life.
It was like Professor whatever the game name of the game rather. As a kid, but like, yeah.
It's just like watching them like, what the fuck?
So yeah, arcade games. Yep. There's hostess clubs. Pretty
Which
neat.
club?
Classic minigame. Hostess.
Oh,
you know?
hostess.
Oh,
You
yeah,
go
there's a
you go
hostess club.
to a club. Yeah, you pay for some time with a hostess. Yeah, you buy drinks and you feel like a great dude because you got a woman hanging on every word.
You feel like a dragon.
Pretty neat.
Got
Like a
woman.
dragon. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Time for you to leave.
Hmm.
Yeah. You can. I think you can treat it like a dating sim with like getting to know them better. Blah 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 blah.
Okay.
I didn't. Or is that my plausible deniability? I didn't have time. So.
Every time I've tried one of those, I just feel so uncomfortable
Aw.
just doing that kind of thing in the game because it's just like this is just a bit weird.
Nah, man. I felt uncomfortable until I closed my curtains, and then I felt great.
Christ.
Oh, yeah, moderate. That's because my screen is visible from the curtains, not because I'm visible. I want to point out.
The curtains are closed. I'm invisible. There we go. I
So you
can't
can play
see
snooker
them.
as well.
Do where?
Snooker.
Snooker?
Oh, yeah, snooker.
Yep.
Nice.
Billiards, as they may be saying.
I'm
There's
really bad at it.
yeah.
They have bowling.
I'm even worse than I am in real life. There is a bowling club, right? Yeah, there's a bowling one. Yeah, I got like a fucking trillion strikes in a row. I beat up
Nice.
the poor bowling club worker who I paid to play with me.
You paid them to beat them so you could defeat them.
Yeah.
And the place that they
It's
were.
like, haha, I got a strike. I got a strike. I got a strike. And she's like, I got a spare. Neat.
Can also do the dating stuff with girls from the host
Oh, that's
club.
pretty
You'll
neat.
pick them up, they'll do them, and then they'll go and do these ones with you if you ask them to, like,
Neat.
directly.
Okay.
So you can do that.
Can you just what? So what was it? Can you actually go on like dates and like taking places and all that?
Effectively, yeah, you can go on
Oh.
dates and you see if they'll like you anymore. The reason that I'm really uncomfortable with them is because if you do a date successfully,
Yeah.
effectively you'll see CG videos of them in a bikini, just acting really suggestively and sexily. That's why I feel uncomfortable because I'm just sort of like, this is what I
Bikinis
unlocked.
in my Yakuza.
I don't really care for this. I wanted to go on a nice date with a lady bowling.
This is
And
what
now you're
happens
making
when
me
you
just
go
watch them
bowling.
in the nude.
Have you never been bowling before?
No, I have. Yeah, I have. I've gone with Foley, I think.
Oh.
Have I
Did
gone
you get...
with you as well, Sam?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm a lot better in game than I am IRL, that's for sure. Except for that one time I took somebody else's go, and I got 2 strikes. But it wasn't my turn, so I was like, wait, hang on. Oh, fuck.
This actually happened.
This is some time in my life. I accidentally took somebody else's go, and I got 2 strikes, and I was like, yeah! Oh, wait. No, shit, that's not my score. Fuck.
I could just imagine turn around like, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you felt
Yeah.
like a dragon. at the moment.
For a second.
A dragon, but then I got slain.
Slave.
Indeed.
Can we just ignore like that is typical of the universe though, isn't it? Like when it's in our go,
Yeah.
we actually
Yeah.
succeeded it in bowling.
Effortless
Yeah.
strikes.
There's like, but when it's your go, you're like, yeah, you got 1 pin. Are you in the gutter? You're like, what happened to the good luck a few seconds?
Get fucked.
Yep.
Get
Did
fucked.
So, is there karaoke in this one? I didn't actually see a karaoke place.
Yeah, there is karaoke.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't you start the game doing one?
No,
Is that 0?
that's probably
It might be
0.
0. Yeah.
Because imagine you
But
go,
yeah, I remember there wasn't 0, but I didn't see
imagine
one.
you actually have to sing though. Get like the little microphone, connect to the PlayStation.
Oh,
No,
God.
it's
a
like
button-
it's like a
button-pushing
simple
minigame.
Guitar Hero thingy.
Effectively.
But you
yeah.
can't use your guitar for it. Your
Oh.
Guitar Hero guitar, which I have. Actually.
Have you?
That's
Yeah, I
because
do.
you're using your voice, not your guitar.
Oh, that's true.
He's just
yeah.
extra dedicated though. He wants to get the
Yeah.
fulfill the song.
The karaoke machine, right? It's got a instrumentless mode. It's just playing silence.
It's just you, the character singing, but no music, no instruments.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds.
Good
Which makes it all the more awkward because there's some songs that you're supposed to do only when you go on a date
Ah.
because there's like a female vocal.
Oh, so wait, can you do it just on your own with like the missing bit?
Yeah, you can do it on your own. And the thing is,
Do it.
these joint vocals are effectively you do a tambourine, you do a pair of maracas, and if you've got you going, oi, oi, and singing along with the song really awkwardly and badly. So it's just on your own, like, yes, sir. In awkward silence, just playing this tambourine like maracas. It's like, I love you. And you're like,
I didn't know Mayo's in this game.
This just reminded me though, because I did a bit of karaoke in Sleeping Dogs.
Oh,
And
nice.
that is heavily inspired by this, I would say. It's not as
That makes
goofy.
sense,
Actually, it's
yeah.
a bit more grounded, but it's got like a lot of the mini games and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Like Yakuza is like half known for its mini games.
Yeah.
There's so many, like genuinely.
Yeah.
I think Sam's not even covered a third of them yet. Like it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I've covered the ones I remember.
Bloody
Oh,
hell.
yep.
Have you got any more that you remember?
In general, yeah.
The mini games. Just go over the mini games.
No,
if you remember any
that's
others.
all I've written down. I don't remember any
That's
others.
right, because there's shogi, there's mahjong.
Oh yeah. I haven't played
There's
those.
all the different kinds of pokers. You can do Texas. You can just do normal poker. There's like a dice rolling one. You can do. There's this like card one where you got to learn poems and.
Are
match
most of these
cards
in a
and all
casino
those
or
kinds.
something?
Yeah, there's casino stuff.
Okay.
There's like underground battle arena stuff.
Yeah, I just unlocked that.
Okay.
Bloody hell.
Honestly, the game has so much side content.
Yeah.
It's like fucking ridiculous. I
Yeah.
think they're able to do that because you're effectively locked to like a part of the city for the entire thing. So they're just like, okay, here's the city. What the fuck are you doing in it?
It's like a big square red light district. Really. You heard of Kabukicho? It's like that to some extent.
What next?
I just want to point out there's this park in the city, right? It's been cordoned off and it's been taken over by the homeless.
By the homeless?
Yep, by the homeless.
Okay.
You go in there and then you head down into a tunnel they got and it leads into this massive like uber rich underground casino thingy that's accessible by the hobo place and it's run by the hobos. It's very strange. It's like in an abandoned subway, but it's got like flowing water. It's like really pretty. It's very strange.
That's not what you expect, is it?
No, it's not. No. You got
Fair
this
play to
dude
him.
that's like running the place, and he's got like his super villain style lair. He's got his like office whatever type thing. He presses a button, and then like the floor opens up, and it like descends down into a different room. That sort of crap, or is it up? Either way,
That's very
yeah.
high
It's
tech.
so strange.
Very
Yeah.
fancy. And,
More
he's,
than I was really expecting.
and this is run by the homeless people.
More or less. I already said the homeless people
join
are
them.
run by him. Yeah,
Yeah, they work for him because
Oh.
I think his logic is like
they're everywhere.
they're everywhere and no one pays any attention to them because they're just trying to ignore them, so they can basically see everything and they massive information building network and stuff. Which is
Speaking
entertaining.
of John
but-
Wick, though,
Yeah.
I haven't in John Wick.
Well, yeah, they stole it from this.
Naturally.
100%. They stole it.
Yeah, there you go.
So there you go, Sam.
Anyway,
It's
there's restaurants and street food, and you can eat that and get XP from it.
nice.
Pretty neat.
Neat.
So the way it works, right? You got tech trees, effectively, or skill trees, whatever. And there's like four or five of them. Unlike in some games where each level up just costs more. In this, you level up, getting XP. It's a fixed amount per level, and then you spend a set amount on each skill. So a skill that costs 5 will cost the same amount of XP in total as the next skill that costs 5 type thing. They have multiple different trees within the trees, and each of those costs consecutively more, which means that you can either focus on one tree and spend a lot of XP, or you can like sort of maximize out the lowest tier in each pretty easily as you go along, which is quite nice. It's a bit less weirdly specialized as they are in some of them. Yeah, I liked it. Alright, Majima. He's everywhere. Majima everywhere, as Rhys said earlier.
Yeah. I was alluding to that. I saw you just looking away and hiding the smirk at that. It was great.
Yeah.
There you
So, Majima Everywhere is a system which I think may have been added for the remake, Kiwami.
It was added to the remake, I believe,
Nice.
yes.
Which is where Majima just like finds every excuse to start a fight with Kiryu. So he starts with just like, you know, he's in the street and he'll run at you and block your way. And Kiryu's like, well, I'm going this way and you can't stop me, type thing. It's like in a really like dramatic stoic way, but it's literally just like, I want to go this way in the street. But it's said dramatically because they.
dog food.
And then you start a fight. Pretty neat. He's dressed as a police officer sometimes, and if you walk past him, he'll stop you, he'll frisk you, and if you've got a weapon on you, fist fight. If you don't have one, he'll just like let you go.
So he cosplays,
Right.
just like
Yeah. Cosplays. There's another time, right, where you're walking around town, you're going past a bar, and there's like a worker at the bar. He's standing outside trying to get attack attention, trying to get people to come in. He sees you, he's like, please, come on in for a drink. It's great. You're like, no, I don't want to. No, come on, man, come on. It'll be fun, I swear. No, I don't want to. I'm leaving. It's like, please, man, I beg you. Like, I'm really bad at this job. Just one drink, please. And he's like, fine. Turns out that's one of Majima's henchmen. Majima's in there. He's the bartender. He serves you drinks. Kiryu is like super suspicious or whatever. He's like, okay, not bad. Cool. I guess I'll go. Yep. Here's your bill. It's like a fuck ton of money for like 3 drinks.
10 million.
And he's like, this is ridiculous. He's like, if you don't want to pay it, you'll have to fight me. Kiryu's like,
Get milked.
right, okay, fine, I see what you're doing. You get another fight. So he'll have one of his henchmen text you saying, Majima's got us to put these large objects around town and then hide them. And then you find them, you interact with them, and he's like, aha, you knew I was going to be in here, but you interacted with it anyway. That means you're agreeing to a fight. To start a fight. You can start a fight, so you're in the street, right? These groups of people will come at you and start a fight. There's one time that happened, start of the fight, a couple of people, hit one guy. Majima just fucking, just turns up, you're there, come on then. He's just there in the fight, and just like, wait, what? Where the fuck did you come from?
Joins in.
He's great.
He's like, you're already fighting.
It's so
I can join in
unexpected.
as well.
So there's one time, right? You get a call from one of Majima's subordinates. He says, man, something terrible's happened to Majima. You get there, and he's shambling forwards. He's got glowing red eyes. He's got blood stains. He's a zombie. He doesn't respond to you. You fight him, he bites you. You knock him down, and you sprint off, and you elbow your way through onlookers. And you fight your way through the entire Majima family. You've all been turned into zombies. After each little fight, you just barge through onlookers. You can see in the background there's other routes you could go on which didn't involve pushing through people, but every time you do, it's really funny. I don't think it's intended to be necessarily, but it's really funny that it's his intention of get out of my way. But yeah, and then you beat up zombie Majima again. It turns out it was all a scheme to get you to fight seriously, and the entire family spent a day setting it all up, special effects and makeup and stuff. It's great.
It's great.
I loved it.
That
It was
is
so
some
good.
dedication, though. Just to
Yeah, it
find
really is.
someone.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I know.
It's as far as the plot of the game goes, he is supposed to stop you, but as far as he's concerned, I'm only going to stop you when I'm specifically ordered to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just fighting you.
Yeah. So there's one time where you're fighting your way out of a funeral in which Kazuma got shot, and you're the murder suspect, effectively. They all think that you're there because you obviously killed Gojima, or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
At one point, yeah. So you find your way out, and then Majima's there because it's a funeral for a dude. Why wouldn't he be there? And he fights you, and he's like, that's enough for today. Off you go then. Go on.
Literally, just fuck yourself,
Yeah.
I can tell your heart's not in the right place.
Yeah. You fight 200 fucking Yakuza again on that place. It's ridiculous.
You literally, you're supposedly have killed one of the big
Yeah.
head honchos.
I know, it's so
in
funny.
their headquarters.
Yeah, it's not the headquarters.
It's good to be expected. It kind of comes.
But yeah,
the
it's so
package deal.
good. So Majima gets shot, right, and he's dying. He's like, "Come on, Kiryu, get out of here. Go find Yumi or some crap." Kiryu runs, and then he fights a billion people. And then the guy he was running from originally, this bald dude, he has to fight with him to escape anyway. So it's okay. There's also another time there where Majima invites Kiryu, by a subordinate, to a pole dancing club to celebrate his release from prison. Because he hasn't had one yet, because obviously he's not in a family anymore. He gets there, and the pole dancer is Majima. He puts on a show for Kiryu. Kiryu's not impressed, and the fight ensues. And Kiryu is breakdancing as his fighting style. And it's funny, but it's a massive bitch to fight.
Oh yeah, it's a massive.
Yeah. That's from Zero, that fighting style, right? I don't think I actually
Yes.
played as Majima in Zero, but I know you can.
Yeah.
There's Zero is a prequel set in the 70s, right?
I think it's set 80s, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you play as Kiryu and Majima, and it's pretty neat. There's references to it every now and then. One of the guys you did the toy racing with in the 80s. He's grown up now, and he turns up in the toy racing one. Quest line in this. It's pretty cool. There you go. It's good fun.
Any other Majima everywheres?
I'm not sure if that's all the ones I had. There's more of them. Quite a lot more, I imagine.
The worst one is when you walk past a manhole cover and then suddenly you just thrust into a cutscene. You just imagine going out of a manhole.
Yeah, I never had that, unfortunately. Yeah.
Or even worse, when you go to do a mini game and suddenly you're thrust into a little cutscene thing. You're just like, oh, why am I in a cutscene now? And the camera just pans to the side, and you just see Majima doing that fucking Majima dance where he's just waving his hands from side to side, where he's just like, I'm here. And you always manage to convince him, no, we're not fighting in here. And he's like, fine, you're going to beat me in the game you wanted to play. And so you've got to beat him in bowling, you've got to defeat him in Pocket Circuit, the little racing car game.
Yeah.
The first time you play, he's easy to beat because he's never seen this before. But then the next time you beat him, he's like, I'm back, and I've got a better car.
So
and you
good.
do it another time. You're just like, whoa.
He's this badass psycho Yakuza. He spends his time practicing up on this toy racing thing so we can beat his rival. So good.
Yeah, so good. He's so lovely as a character. He's so much
Yeah.
fun.
I love how productive
Man.
he is in his spare time.
He gets so much done.
He's very creative. I give him credit for it. How zombie schemes, pole dancing.
Yeah. Kiryu is always infuriated to see him every
It depends.
time. Just
Sometimes, yeah, something like this. But like the pole dancing one, he's like, man, fuck magic. But at the same time, he did give me a celebration for getting out. That's nice.
So at least he's nice enough. Looks up, just sees eye patch on, just like
Kiryu-chan.
I wish I did that in the film. I think that'd be a great little skit, like throughout.
Yeah. Honestly, that eye patch around the corner thing sounds like it could be in the game. That sounds
that is
hilarious.
My favourite. If you could,
actually hilarious.
It's just
fun fact about that eye patch. Do you know what makes that even better? The character Majima in the film is wearing an eye patch on his other eye than he is in the game because the actor is partially blind in the eye that he's supposed to use, so they just swap the eye patch type.
That's fair.
So that technically means that amazing gag only exists because he's supposed to appear around the corner of that, and they had to swap the eye patch to the other eye. So normally he wouldn't, but it's just so much funnier because he is on that eye.
It's like, fuck it, we're still keeping it in. Let's just do it.
Yeah, this is even funnier. Let's go.
It's funny because if they really wanted, they could have just switched the eye patch just for that one scene.
Yeah.
They must have been like, this is going to be really funny this way around.
I'll give it.
Can't see shit.
It's such an original joke. I've never seen any other film do that before, and like it's just like he's just so creepily at the corner. It's like I'm loving this character. The fact with this game as well, I'm actually loving this character a lot more.
He's so much fun. He's mad, but he's also just really just cunning as well.
Oh, he just sounds so unhinged. I love it. He just goes through all this trouble just for a fight. That's all it is. And the guy's like, no, don't want to.
It is funny though how adamant he is in the first time he meets him. He's not going to fight, blah blah blah. Gives him a session, and then like every other time he meets him, he's like, fine, I'll fight in some way or other. He's just extremely stubborn that one time. I think, well, to be fair, I think it's probably like maybe like I have a position of responsibility. I can't just fight another family member willy-nilly type thing.
There's one arc where you meet the trainer from Zero, who trains you to do stuff, and he keeps like every time you get enough points and do a little bit in the quest line, he eventually makes you fight a masked individual. This masked individual is wearing a mask that has an eye patch on it, and it's clearly fucking Majima. And Kiryu literally looks and goes like, okay.
Yeah.
Right, I see.
Can I? Is it a knitted mask?
It's not a knitted mask. It's like one of those like the demon masks.
Okay.
I think it's the same one as the tattoo on his back, actually.
Oh,
speaking of tattoos, he does have a dragon on his back.
He does.
Kiryu.
Yes, he does.
Very, very clearly when you look at it.
I saw when you were like, I don't know if he does. I just saw Sam bite his tongue like, I'll just bite his tongue. He does. I want to see it, but I can't prove that I know what's going on.
I bet, because it makes sense in the game. I don't think they ever show it in the film. He always wears that jacket. Like.
Well, there you go. Pretty neat. That's all I got. I've only I finished chapter 2 or 3. I think I'm in chapter 3 maybe. In the end of chapter 3, I'm not sure. Out of like 12 maybe, something like that.
Oh, Sam, helpful hint. The way that you defeat bosses in that game.
Use the dragon style, dragon counter bullshit.
Nope. Even more stupid, you have an entire inventory full of healing potions at all times.
That makes sense.
As soon as you finish a fight, you're like, can I buy 4 more of these?
Just a guy runs on, like, there you go.
You're about to lose. Chug.
Yeah, because you can just pause the game and just use potions.
Yeah, at any time you can basically just immediately use potions, which are just energy drinks, effectively. So it just means down a can of Monster. I'm back in the fight, baby. So, favourite character?
Favourite character? Probably Majima, yeah. I mean, it's Majima or Kiryu. Kiryu's like more subdued, but like in a very funny way.
I love them both, they're great.
This is from Zero, but I love the way he like in Zero when he sees like a new fight inside, he's like, that's rad.
literally, he's just sort of standing there, arms crossed, just like, I don't really give a fuck. And when he sees a potential new fighting style, he just immediately just like does that thing of like lean forward, just like really lean forward, like his arms just go by his side, like he's just seen something really shocking. He's like, holy shit, that's rad.
Yeah, and it comes up like the word, that's rad on the screen.
Yeah, you never saw it, but whenever Majima gets this, he doesn't go, that's rad. He goes, that's fucking cool.
Nice.
And as Sam mentioned earlier, one of the times when you see someone fighting in Zero, you walk across this bridge, and the bridge you can't cross because there's a whole bunch of people in the way. And you're there like, what's going on? And people are like, oh, have you not seen people in the middle of the bridge? And you look in the middle of the bridge, and people are breakdancing, like they're having like a breakdance battle. While they're fighting, you suddenly go, that's fucking cool. And one of your entire fighting styles is built around breakdancing.
No, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, it's
No,
really
I do
cool.
rate that.
It's so much fun to just run into the middle of the battle and then just you're spinning on your back as you're just got like all of your kicks just hit the other people, and you're like, this is fucking ridiculous.
And they're doing the worm. Like a worm.
Like a dragon.
Like a dragon, like a worm.
You want my 4 words?
Oh yeah, give me your 4 words.
Dame, dame, dame. That's it.
Yes,
That's what I can do.
that's fair.
What? I got pretend I actually know. Yes, I agree.
That's a song you can do in the karaoke.
Yes,
Thoroughly memeable.
yeah. It was a meme a couple of years back. Yes.
It's like a dramatic, like sad
The
romance.
song I
sort of
believe is
song.
called Baka Mitai, which translates roughly to "I'm a fool."
Yeah.
You fool.
I'm a fool for stopping
Yeah.
being with you. Something, I don't know.
Yeah,
Go on.
the meme was effectively you just got the image of someone on screen and you just did that. I can't remember what it's called, where you just got the mouth to move to the.
Yes. Yeah. Like the AI voice moving.
Yeah, kind of
literally,
like
like-
yeah, where it just face maps, sort of like tries to redo the face of Kiryu, just singing it.
Oh, okay.
So, would you recommend this game, Sam, from what you've played so far?
No. Yes, I would.
Nice.
That's a fun game. If you can stomach the bosses. Supposedly you can get a bullshit move later on that just lets you like counterattack
Oh yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Bruise or anything.
I mean, I find what helps quite a bit is some of the bosses, but one of the ways you do is if a boss has got like a really powerful combo, what you can do is just quickly dart towards them when they're like mid-combo, and then if you just grapple them for like a second, then immediately let go, but the combo is ruined and they can't just immediately do it again. You just grab them and then they just instantly go like, get the fuck off me. But you've ruined their combos. You can just get a couple of free hits and then run. And then you do what I like to do, which is you run in a tiny little circle, you drop kick, ruin their current combo, and then you do it again. And you do it again. And you do it again. It's going to take me forever, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Man, there's this one move, right? I was like, aha, you can counter attacks if you do some timing bullshit. It's actually like parrying something. That sounds useful
Yeah.
for guys that like just dodge or whatever. And probably boss as well. Neat, I get that. I got it. Turns out, instead of, it says like, hold block and, you block and you press triangle and that will counter at the right time. It turns out, nope, you gotta tap block at the right time and then press triangle afterwards. So if you miss the timing, you'll just get hit and then do a punch at them. Pretty neat. If you get the timing but it's an attack you can't block, it'll break your block and then you'll just go for a punch, which probably results in you getting hit because they're going to do a follow-up attack. Great. And the timing is tight on it enough that you can't like check that it's a block or attack and then press triangle. You gotta block triangle straight after. So it's like great. I got 2 timing things in a row and it's like 50-50 whether it's gonna actually work. I don't like it either because the fighting style I liked the most was Brawl, which is like the medium sort of speed one, which isn't good for bosses. That was a pain.
Royal pain.
There's a certain currency in buying like special upgrades or whatever, which you get from completing, I think they're called completion points, from doing different things. And some of those things are like use different heat moves or, like complete minigame crap, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, well, that's pretty cool. Like incentivizing different ways of doing things.
And just exploring in general, because there's like ones for doing sub-stories as well.
Yeah, there's ones for finding things on the floor. There's like a bunch of collectibles. There's like locker keys, which you open lockers with. There's trading cards I talked about earlier. There's some other stuff, probably.
That's quite cool though. Like just having stuff on the floor you could just find.
Yeah.
And each object has like a heat move. So like you can pick up like a brick and just smack someone with a brick.
Yeah.
But you can also pick up like one of those like portable grills, effectively, that you use for like a camping kettle, and you just turn it on and you slam it into someone's face and just burn their face.
Oh yeah.
It is brutal, really brutal. You can just get a whole bunch of nails and just jam it in their face, effectively.
I love that. Adapt and improvise. Yeah.
So we'll move on to the scores real quick.
Yep.
We'll do Like a Dragon first, I think.
Which
Foley,
one?
story for Like a Dragon. Thank you. That's why I've used the different names for them.
I'll give it I'll give it a 4.
A 4? Ooh.
It worked. I think it's just only, like I say, a few characters that are weak in it. But it's like very simple. He knows what it is. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Design? Bear that helicopter in mind.
What to say? I was gonna give it a 4, but I might give it a 3 because of the video. Like the video quality did kind of dumb down a lot, but like it wasn't terrible. It's just that was really bad CGI. It's just flying around.
And character?
Gotta give it a 5.
5.
I'll say 5 because the characters are actually like they weren't boring. They're actually really entertaining.
I've got this image of just Aragon turning around before charging in and just turning towards the camera and just going, for magic. And then just charging into the fray.
I think they were really fun. I enjoyed the characters.
I'd say 12 out of 15.
Yeah. But I think for what it was a great fun. Yeah.
Nice.
Very memorable.
Sam, story out of 5.
5.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't tell if you're joking or not.
Nah.
Or anything.
Software I played, I really like the story. I'm including like writing and like quests and just general vibe of it. It's got like a really fun vibe, but like the weird surreal like this weird shit happens, let's roll with it type thing. I love it. Yeah.
Nice. Gameplay
is between a 3 and a 4.
Can't take halves, unfortunately.
Let's
The whole number.
go with a 3.
I did have a feeling, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun, but it's got too much issues to be just like
Mm.
good. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fair.
Design is 4.
Design is 4.
It's got
It
really
is.
nice style. Yeah, it looks good.
That's the exact same score as the film.
Oh really?
Is that the
Yeah.
first
Oh,
time we've
shit.
actually matched, or is that we've done?
I expect. So.
Potentially.
Is that total
Ah.
score or individual scores?
No, it's not the first time that you've matched.
Oh.
No.
Ah.
Where's the other time?
You've done that before as well. Bard's Tale and Quest for Camelot got the same.
Ah.
I did Heaven's Vault and Librarians.
Nice.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes, all 4 of those had 10, actually.
oh, damn.
So, normally there'd be a whole load of reviews and things. However, we're going to do the link and what reveals them before the reviews this time. Because, let's be honest, I think we may have made it a little too obvious at this point.
Yeah. Can
So,
I give
you
my
know.
guess?
Yeah, what's your guess then?
There's a character in both, played by Takaya Kuroda.
Interesting. Foley, what's your guess?
I'll say similar story. Yeah. Yeah, I'll say similar characters as well. Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, it's got the Millennium Tower in both.
Close. It's close to what the
And
connection
they
actually
speak the
is.
same language as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there a Hobo Kingdom in both?
I think so. No, I don't think there is actually. Oh, that's.
Oh.
Oh no,
Maybe
nearly
maybe
there.
that's the similarity. There's
Oh.
a Hobo Kingdom in one but not the other.
Yeah.
Potentially. No, the connection is that there's a helicopter that crashes into a tower.
Is that what happens in both?
Die Hard
That's
style.
Yeah.
It's fucking obvious. It's the same fucking
same
plot,
thing.
starring the same fucking characters.
I'm not joking. I was generally thinking earlier because thinking about the heat, like the drink. I was thinking that feels a game reference. Sam can't be playing the game that the film is an adaptation of, could it? Like adaptation. I was generally gonna message you. I was like, it's not gonna be that. Like, I was gonna call it. I was like, no, you wouldn't do that. Then Sam started his part. I'm like, oh, it's like he actually did do it.
I thought it'd be funny if we just pretended to Foley that it just wasn't, and then just immediately, oh no, yeah, he just fucking. It's too blatant to pretend otherwise. Let's be honest.
To be fair, because when you're naming them, I was like, I have no idea who these people are still. Because
I feel like if there were adaptations of the same story,
yeah,
then maybe we could have kept it going on a little bit longer. Like if one was an Eastern and one was a Western adaptation. But this is far too explicit. Let's be honest.
I'm not gonna lie. Like,
It's like, what am I going to do to not call the character by his name the entire time?
just call him K.
Yeah.
Call him K.
Could call him
Well, if
Kazuma.
it's like an Eastern or a Western one, it could have been that in Japan he was called Kiryu.
Yeah, I mean,
He could have been called like Jackson
Willie.
in America. Or
It
something
still would
like
have gone over my head. I'd be like, oh, is it? Okay. What's the connection here then?
to be fair, thinking about it, the Back in the Past bit wasn't actually in the film, right? So I could have
No, it
done
wasn't.
the previous 10 years, like without the names or some crap, and then gone, and then it's 10 years later he's in prison, and you'd be like, hang on a second.
It's like,
Wait,
now
what?
this rings a bell.
I feel like you would have gone, oh, it's the connections that they've gone to prison for
Yeah.
10 years. And then it'd be there like, And then as soon as they get 10 billion yen, you've been there like, and there's also Yakuza, and you're like, what the
Yeah,
fuck's the
I think
connection here?
I'd have had to skip the Majima meeting there. So that would be a bit.
Yeah.
You need to certain Yakuza.
Oh, I forgot to talk about
with
it.
an
You met an
eye
eye
patch.
patch guy, back in the past.
Yeah.
So that
I
happened.
met a pirate with a baseball bat.
Baseball bat pirate.
And the thing is, he didn't use the baseball bat all that much in the game. It's like the one time we go to the batting arena because he's taken like Haruka hostage to force you to fight him.
Yeah.
That's part of the story. And there's another time where he can just have that, I guess. But most of the time he uses his.
Did he ever do similar thing where he would whack a ball in someone's face and just be there? Does that not happen?
He's doing
I don't
something
think so. I
wacky.
think that's
in the film?
I think that is a film original thing of the person falling backwards.
I think he does hit
might-
one of his subordinates in some way in the batting centre. I don't know. I think he probably hits the ball into him maybe for that.
Certainly not the
same way
gets
as the
punched, about to get sent flying. He's like, he's not as strong as him. What did you just fucking say?
I wonder if it's the same writers then. Well, I don't know, because they seem to have really good fun with the film. Again, it's just...
Could be. I mean, the director seems to be a fairly well-known person from some of the reviews that I have looked into. I'll get into the reviews in a bit.
Yeah.
However, I do want you two to very quickly just compare the two experiences. This is a different one to what we would normally do.
Alright, how's the gameplay, buddy?
How's the gameplay? Could have been a lot better.
Yeah, not interactive enough.
Not even interactive enough. Bit janky in some places. I wish you could pick more stuff off the ground,
No, that's fair.
It gets a bit boring after, like, picking up a car and then the barbecue. Yeah.
You picked up the ashtray, though.
What's quite funny, I was going to say, is one of Foley's criticisms of, I wish there was more Majima in this film, is solved in this game.
He's everywhere.
He's everywhere.
He's fucking everywhere.
How was the film for you, Sam?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty decent.
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like I didn't really watch it all that much, though, so unusual.
Unusual, yeah.
It didn't really stick in my memory.
Don't remember that ending bit. It was quite a long film. Together.
So a bit rushed in places, yeah.
Okay.
So what were we supposed to be doing, actually?
Shall I just move on to the reviews?
Rhys is so done with us.
It's more just it is very difficult to compare a film and a game because they're based on the same thing, because they follow broad strokes of the same sort of plot, but because Sam didn't complete it because it's a long game.
Right.
Yeah,
But-
I got 13 and a half hours.
But I'd say
Isn't that much? Yeah.
the experience I had, though, is that I just had a lot of fun with it. That's what I think.
fair.
That's all I could really say, because I don't know much about the games or the backstory. But it's the fact it seemed to have a lot of humour to it. Like, they seem to just wanted to make something really fun. So that's what it got for me. It's like, okay.
My one question for you, Foley, is this, do you reckon, the best flat video game adaptation you've seen?
I can't really say that because I haven't played the game, so I can't really.
More just as a film itself, not necessarily if you've played the games or not. Just in general, is this the best film that is based on a game that you've seen?
I'd say it's one of them because it seems to stick true to what the game was mainly about, and they seem to have took a lot of influence from the game, tried to translate it to screen. Yeah, I'd say it's a pretty good adaptation of a game to screen. From what Sam has said, it seems to translate to the screen quite well. The fact, the humour, the tone of it, the style as well.
It's very wacky, but it's like grounded wacky. It never gets too ridiculous.
No.
But it'll get to a certain level of just being, this is fucking stupid. But never to the level of, this is so far beyond reality.
It's a pretty...
Until it does.
Mm-hmm.
And I will get onto that.
But it's surprisingly quite good, subtle moments there. I think, like, he actually plays from Train to Busan. He goes down to that basement where the guy gets his feet and toes smacked in the door because he deals with guns. So he goes to him, but that gun, that boy who was robbing stores, they're also like, okay, let's buy a gun then. They're there trying to decide what weapon they want, and the guy speaks Korean to the gun dealer. And he's just like, the guy's like, oh yeah, they're amateurs, they don't know what they're looking for. And so he's like, oh yeah, you choose for us. You choose which one you think's good. So just picks up a gun, speaks in Korean how to actually work the gun, like just the whole lock thing, does the clips, and then he just gives it to him. And they're like, what did he say? He goes, yeah, it's okay. It's like, yeah, that's a good one.
He said it's good.
He said it's good.
Oh, okay.
It's like, it's stuff like that. Okay, I thought that was quite funny. Like, a whole scene's like, he said it was good. Yeah. So it has some moments like that. It's like, okay, but it's not too stupid. Yeah, the helicopter's the only ridiculous thing in the film. I think it's really...
Why was... I assume it's Chairman Sarah. Why was he up there? Why was he flying around the helicopter?
I don't know.
It's just one of those, money, things go down, I need to go investigate. He doesn't get into the building. You only see him for 5 seconds, and he gets
I need
shot.
to investigate, and then just like Tokyo drifts around the building for 20 minutes.
I was just like, what is this guy doing? Sure, he could just fly to the building. He had to go through the city.
Yeah.
Because I think in the game it's a police helicopter that crashes into the building.
Wow.
Not mistaken. And I think there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a big old police thing which becomes more relevant in later games. But I will get into the reviews now.
Good.
Alright.
First review, we're on IMDb.
Alright.
First review is from 0-52931. Review is titled, "It might be the best video game on the big screen. There's a lot of missed elements. They don't talk about some things, but it's still interesting. The plot of The Robbers can be one of the best things in this movie. Goro Majima was the coolest character, and I believe that the Majima everywhere in Yakuza Kiwami was inspired by the actor and motivations of Majima in the movie.
Nice.
The personality of Majima is all what you see in the rest of the games, and Miike is a very versatile director. Gory movies, horror movies, history movies, comedy movies, and action."
Right.
And that has 1 out of 1 found it helpful.
1 out of 1 helpful.
That's funny. Yeah. Next up, we have a review from D. Ravids. 1 out of 10.
Right.
Miike's absolute worst movie. Terrible, confusing plot, just like the games, mind you. But what makes this movie bad for Miike's standards is the total lack of violence and humour. It's very slow-paced and an extremely boring altogether movie. Kitamura is a brilliant actor, but sadly this is probably his worst so far.
Sad.
Yeah.
I don't think we watched the same film or played the same game.
Yeah. 3 out of 19 found that helpful, so 16 people went fuck. 3 out of 10 from Short C 85671. Enjoyably terrible. This movie is all over the place. A lot of aspects you won't get unless you've already played at least Yakuza Kiwami.
Yeah.
In reality, there are 3 to 4 plot lines running alongside each other at once. The way Nishiki showed up at the end, the very end, was a joke because it's actually one of the main villains of the plot of Yakuza 1. That's the only reason I knew that who you were talking about is because of this review. I was like, oh.
It's bizarre because like Majima's not really an antagonist in the game. Like he's
just
kind
sort
of
of
a
there
dick.
I would say that is the higher up people. They should appear seconds at the end, and then it's resolved in a matter of seconds as well. It's like,
Kiryu's actor did not play Kiryu well, and there are definitely a lot of plot holes, but at least the dogs in this movie were fun to watch. No joke, I laughed when it was Majima who jumped Kiryu at the bathhouse because I didn't expect it. The actor who played Majima embraced his persona with pride and was the best thing in this movie.
Nice.
Now, sadly, there are no Google reviews that I could find for this film.
no.
Probably because it's a Japanese film.
Yeah.
I'd say it's much lesser known than a lot of other things, you know. Unfortunately. So I did the one thing that I did not want to do.
You make your own.
My hand was forced by this. I went to Letterboxd.
Oh no.
I've got one that's from Golden Gay Time. 3.5 stars. First time I have consumed Yakuza content willingly. Mr. Majima, what were you going to do with that knife to Kiryu, Mr. Majima? And they've posted their friends' reviews in this as well, which says, First one is, too busy thinking about Majima to make a review. And the second one is, Majima. That's the second review.
What kind of review is this?
Yeah.
What the...
This next one's quite good, by Ash Cooper. Let me tell you about Peak! This movie made me grow a beard, hair on my balls, and a strong Adam's apple. I became a man.
Wow.
That's seriously it.
That's the review.
That's not even
I can believe that.
And the next one is a 2-star one by R1KUU. And their 2-star review just says, the dog was cute.
Yeah. The dog was cute.
The dog was cute.
Cool.
Yeah.
We've got 2 reviews from Rotten Tomatoes. Both of these are anonymous. They've got no names attached that I can see. One of them says, 3.5 stars. It's based off the video game.
Alright.
Yep. And the follow-up is 0.5 star. Kazuki Kitamura is one of my favourite actors.
Right, yeah.
0.5 star.
I found these very helpful.
Yes. We've got one final one, which is Lucy Cross, 1 star.
She
Yeah,
does
so
sound cross.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, what a disgusting children's film that is revealing the very evil underworld that exists here on the planet of child trafficking, adrenochrome soul harvesting in a twisted way. The monsters are real, live control of this planet, and doing most horrific things for millennia. Look at the deeper hidden messages here, people. Many films in general, kids and adult films alike, are showing truthful events, in fact in plain sight, as the Dark One's way of showing us the dark truths of this world. Potential nefarious acts/plans to justify. We have conformed to these things again in very twisted ways. Even the whole idea of monsters in general. Why do we want our kids to be in fear of anything? We should be teaching/showing them all the ways of love over fear always. # do your research. # wake up world. No star rating. It should be as its lowest of the low, but I can't post the comment without rating it.
Dare I say base?
I love the fact that
Oh shit, sorry, that's from Monsters Inc. My bad.
Wow. That kind of fits, actually. Yeah.
I found that good. I was like, oh, fucking brilliant. That's good.
It actually was Monsters Inc. Wow, okay, fair.
Yeah, it was actually Monsters Inc.
I don't know, I assume that, like, you were just doing something weird. I don't know.
No, it's Monsters Inc. I think we'll have to give Foley a minute to recover from that. You're right, mate.
Thanks for that, Rhys. Thank you. You shit, that's a monster.
It's so good.
That's a good one. Thank you. Oh.
Got some reviews for Yakuza Kiwami. Recommended one. I have nominated this game for rich plot and amazing gameplay. Simply just because the idea is playing as a sometimes shirtless, oily, buff, sweaty man while fighting other big, buff, oily, sweaty, shirtless men is absolute peak. Furthermore, seeing Majima every few minutes turns me on. That's a dodecahedron.
That's my...
Yep.
That's my...
Does it sound like this?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I've got another one that's recommended. It's this guy with an eye patch keeps following me around screaming Kiryu-chan. Please help me. And that review was by Rick Grimes Gaming.
Carl is back. He's following me, Carl.
This next one is by someone called Mark Guro. This is based on a meme in the Yakuza series, where it is quite sort of like a running gag that the directors of the games say that Kiryu has never killed anybody. Genuinely true.
Right.
Recommended review. Kiryu has never killed anyone. Kiryu doesn't kill people. Kiryu uses rubber bullets. Kiryu is a licensed physician specializing in pain management and euthanasia for the terminally ill. Guns, accidents, gravity, and explosions kill people. Enemies commit suicide before crashing/exploding. Enemies were confirmed alive with minor gun wounds and burn injuries. Enemies were sent to another dimension. Enemies use bulletproof jackets. Enemies die of a heart attack. Enemies land on cardboard boxes. Enemies use ketchup packets. Everyone Kiryu shot at has survived and is hiding in a cave.
That's great.
I got a negative review here from Denny's negative review. It reads, Kiryu and that eye patch man doesn't kiss.
Doesn't kiss.
They didn't kiss?
Doesn't kiss.
Aww.
That is a shame.
Yeah.
You should change his name to Kiss You.
Kissy you.
Kissy you. Next up, we've got a recommend review by Paxa Prime. Was looking for my daughter, but stopped at a strip club to see my best friend / arch nemesis pole dancing, and then we fought.
That's sweet.
I hope he's talking about in the game. Not just something you just was spontaneous just one night.
I've got another review here by Shuri, which reads, I've played Yakuza 0 and Kiwami, and I still don't know how to play Mahjong.
Yeah, I knew basically how to play it like a year ago, and I sincerely doubt I do now.
Oh yeah, I've got no idea. Honestly, the amount of times they're like, there's a sub
It's fun.
and it's like, do Mahjong, and I'm like, oh, fuck off. That's it, I'm not doing that. This next one is a review by Zamzon, and it reads, Kiryu shows more emotion losing in Pocket Circuit than during the entirety of the main story. 10 out of 10.
Oh, 10. What?
Yeah, that sounds alright.
I've got one review from Metacritic. This one is a 3 out of 10 by Toys Joe. I'm about 40 hours into this game, and at the final save before the end of the game, I've unlocked every purchasable skill, and I've got to say, this game is absolutely awful. See, it's not actually a third-person action-adventure game. This is actually a pinball game. Kiryu is the ball, and the enemies are the bumpers, because in every battle, you just get pinballed and bounced around infinitely. Imagine the fun of playing a fighting game where everything knocks you down, everything interrupts your attack, except the enemies are much more resistant to knockdowns and immune to interrupts, and can teleport behind you. The only redeeming factor in this game is the main story. The side stories. Combat is garbage. The games are garbage. It should have either been a pinball game or a visual novel, not a third-person beat-em-up game.
I forgot about that. The enemies, right, they can dodge, and if they dodge behind you and they start hitting you, you can't dodge out of it.
Oh.
If they hit you in front, you kind of can, or you can block it at the very least. But if they hit you behind, it's bullshit.
That sounds unfair.
At least in brawling mode, which is what I use most of the time, you can get a skill that lets you just attack back as soon as you get hit. So like while they're still hitting you effectively, and that lets you turn around while you're doing that. So that's neat. That kind of works. But you're still safe and still gonna hit. And if it's against like a mini boss or someone like Majima, you're taking a lot of damage while you're doing that.
Yeah. Final review is by a gentleman or gentle lady, I would not know, called Red Thief, spelt F-E-E-F. The review reads as follows: This happened to my buddy Eric.
Oh no. Poor Eric.
Which part?
I guess the entirety of it. He got
It's
kicked
like-
out of his his family because he killed.
So what they say it
Blah.
is, it's like a biography of his life playing video games.
It makes you feel like a dragon.
Yes.
Eric the Dragon.
This is my last review. It's called Would I Replay It? Yakuza 0. Hell yeah, I would. Yakuza Kiwami. Hell yeah, I would. Yakuza Kiwami 2. The most likely one I would replay again. It was fantastic. Yakuza 3. Never again. No. Yakuza 4. Probably not. 2 characters I do not like to play as. Pass. Yakuza 5. I probably would, yeah. And that's from someone who completed it literally 2 days ago.
Nice.
It was quite fun, yeah.
I listen.
Yakuza 6. I started it yesterday. I have no opinion. I look after baby. He no cry. So I do have one message I sent to Rosie, which is just me trying to buy coleslaw salad, and the message just reads, "Motherfucker won't let me order more than one."
Alright then.
And they said, "What a dick." Yakuza 7. I ain't played it, but turn-based sounds cool. Yakuza 8. Jesus, that's a lot.
Alright.
Spin-offs.
Yep.
I have not played
Oh
these.
God.
Judgment Night. No, who fucking knows that. Lost Judgment. What does that mean?
Can't find it.
Dead Souls. Fuck off, zombies. The man who erased his name. He's dead. Like a Dragon. Ishin. Samurai. Swords. Yes, I understand. Black Leopard. I found out this was a thing when trying to remember the name of the last one. What the fuck does it mean?
Isn't the last one just called Yakuza Like a Dragon?
Ishin, because it's set in like the Edo period or something like that, like samurai time. Then there's Streets of Kamurocho, a Streets of Rage style game. I own this. Oh no, there's no Steam store page. Project Cross Zone 2.
This still the same guy.
Yes. They are in it. Majima and Kiryu. It's actually the game that made me find out there was a Yakuza series in the first place. I bought it because Dante. Not even a joke. I bought the sequel because Dante and Arthur from Ghouls and Ghosts. I do not remember if he was in the first. Also, this is what started a brief Frank West obsession. I've talked about this more than any others. If I had it, I would make Sam play it for sure, but I lost it. Rip.
You're such a dick.
Like a Dragon Online. No.
Online? MMO.
Apparently, yeah. I was just there, like, I found out, and I was like, oh, fuck.
That seems even kind of more ridiculous than the usual MMO thing. Where it's like, there's 20 million heroes coming up to me. Neat. There's 20 million Yakuza. What the fuck?
Cool, and that does it for the reviews.
Hey.
So what's the connection again?
The connection was that you are a twat in both.
Fair enough.
Oh.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Love you too,
Me
man.
too.
Jesus. Well, that does it for this podcast.
No.
Normally, this is where the connection would be before we say bye, but we've already done the connection because it was so ridiculously, painfully obvious.
Yeah.
This is the same language.
Instead of connection, I could tell you about that time where Haruka falls asleep, right? And you got to get her back to the bar. So really intense music plays while you're carrying her. There you go.
Don't wake her. Fucking have time the music down.
Yeah.
Turn it down. Turn it
She's
down.
just jogging through the streets. It's like battle music playing.
You just turn to the camera and she goes, shh, keep it down.
Did she pass a metal band that's squirting out ice cream?
Yeah.
Yes.
Get me.
Sadly, yes. Sadly, yes.
That's where we get the food for the dog.
Just little ice cream.
Yeah, this dog's just lapping up ice cream. Well, that's all from us for this episode.
That's all, folks.
Thanks for watching. If you did. If you didn't.
Just
Thanks
don't.
for listening, I suppose.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Thank
listening.
you for joining us today.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, fucking hell. We've been recording for 3 hours and 40 minutes.
Bye.
Thanks for watching the Janky-B-Cast. You can find Foley at his YouTube channel, Dopey Mr. Foley, and Sam at his house, Arkansas.
Like a dragon!